And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And I'm not sure where to start. First of all, we got AMFEST going on right now. Shout out to AMFEST. Shout out to Turning Point USA. RIP to my friend Charlie. A whole lot going on at AMFEST. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Dave Chappelle has a new comedy special out. And in the comedy special, he's referencing Charlie Kirk, talking about, oh, he was just an online personality. He was no MLK. We'll talk about that out of touch remark a little bit more a little bit later. Also, the Brown University shooting. A person who knew an MIT professor who he also killed went and shot up Brown for no reason. He was a legal resident from Portugal, but not a citizen. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Dan Bongino out of the FBI. Who's surprised? Nobody. I know I'm not. I saw that coming 15 million miles away. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, the 1776 checks to the military members, they have rolled out. People are loving it. They're celebrating it. But guess who's not loving it? The left, per usual, hating as always. We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And again, thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing thus far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And I did see that Zealand Zen, I did see that Elise Stefanik is out. I'm glad about that. I'm glad that she's out. I'm glad that Dan Bongino is out. I'm glad that Marjorie Taylor Greene is out. I'm glad that they are all out because they're not really built for the job. And you know what? It was never meant to be a permanent job anyway. That's why you have 2-year terms when you're in the House. Just 2 years. You go in there, serve your country, do well for your constituents, and get up out of there. It's not meant to be a permanent thing. It's not meant to be a career, a get-rich-quick scheme, which has become, because Marjorie was worth like, what, $400,000 before she came in office? And that wealth all came from her husband's construction company, in which he was hiring illegal aliens to build houses in Dalton, Georgia and Rome, Georgia. But different story, I digress. That was where her wealth came from. But now she's worth like, what, 20 million, 30 million? Anybody want to fact check me on that? Now, how did your wealth go up so much? I'm talking about exponentially. How did your wealth go up exponentially like that? Very short period of time. Well, hey, when you're able to be in Congress and you know what's coming down the pipe before it actually hits, you could do what they call insider trading legally. And now all of a sudden you are a multimillionaire. Now all of a sudden you're up shoulders with Tucker Carlson and Tim Dillon and this person and that person. Now all of a sudden you're rich. It's kind of like when Lauren Boebert started hanging out with Kid Rock. What was she doing before she was able to be in Kid Rock's presence? You see? People get in politics and they make it be a career and a lifestyle. It's like becoming a Hollywood actress or becoming a big sports star. That's kind of what it treated like, but it's not meant to be that way. It's meant to be for a short period of time. You come in, serve your country, next guy up. It's supposed to be that. But people make whole careers out of it, and they just pretty much loot from you and I. Now, so I'm glad that they're out. It's time. Marjorie, 5 years? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long at least been in office, but it's been a little while. She's still pretty much young, so yeah, go ahead and get out and do something else. That's pretty much where I'm at with that. So yeah, shout out to Elise Stefanik, and if you guys didn't hear, Elise Stefanik, was she a House rep from New York, if I'm not mistaken? She was trying to run for governor, and rather than running for governor of New York, she's totally resigning from politics completely. The Congress and her bid for governor both dropped. So yeah, that's cool. I'm not mad about that at all. Okay. Yoli says Marshall Taylor Greene's ex-husband, her parents own a construction company. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Either way, it wasn't her. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to you. Thank you for the correction there. But yeah, it's not like she's out there. She just got the money and then comes into office and just takes. So that's pretty much what that is. Trump did not endorse her. Well, Marjorie, of course, he did not endorse Marjorie to become the senator in Georgia, which that would have been ridiculous. Marjorie Taylor Greene to be a senator? No, thank you. No, thank you. All that fickle energy, getting mad at Trump for the littlest things, the smallest things. Nah, we can't have that in the Senate. You want to do that in the House? You can't have that either, actually. Go ahead and just get up out of there and venture onto your next journey. What you going to do? You're going to go on MSNBC or now MSNOW and say Orange Man bad. That's your next thing. So go ahead and do that. Just like Mike Pence. That's totally fine. That's 100% fine. The DC press conference, I did have that video. I think I have it in my list here. If I don't, I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, you guys remind me. It was DC police chief. And I'm not quite sure if she's resigning or if it's just her last day or whatever it is, but I got you on that. I'll play that a little bit later. I do have you on that. But shout out to AMFEST. I'm glad they're still able to continue, although Charlie is no longer here. RIP to my friend Charlie. AMFEST definitely pat a lot of people. People always ask me, why am I not at AMFEST? I've never been invited to AMFEST. And, I don't think it's nothing personal with anybody. I just think that they want to do things a certain kind of way, and that's fine. Now, I could go to AMFEST, but I feel like if they don't invite me, I don't want to bogart my way in there. I don't know the way they do things internally, so I'm going to just let them have their thing and cheer them on from the outside. But yeah, what I don't want to do is go there because some of my friends get me in, and then I'm on the phone like Myron Gaines talking about something, they're not letting me in, or my pass is wrong. Nah, I'm going to just let them have their thing, and that's it. But shout out to AMFEST, shout out to everybody that's there. Y'all know I'm there in spirit. But yeah, 30,000 people in person is a big thing. Now, Dave Chappelle has a comedy special in which he said that Charlie was just an online personality. He's no MLK. But Dave, let me tell you something. An online personality is not able to build a Turning Point USA. An online personality is not able to draw thousands of people wherever he goes in person. Okay, just because you have a popular online presence does not mean you're an online person. That would more describe a guy like me. Even though I do go out and do things, I'm not like Charlie. Charlie was in these streets, literally, and got shot and he died. So let's not do that. To call Charlie an online person is like calling President Trump an online person. President Trump is very popular online, but obviously he's not an online person. He's out there doing things. He's in the field, traveling, going here, there, everywhere, all over the country, all over the world, spreading a good message. And Turning Point is revolutionary because of the way that they have impacted college campuses all over the country. They got chapters everywhere. So it's a really big thing, a really big company, a really big movement that he started that was his brainchild. It was his baby. So no, Dave Chappelle. But the way Dave was, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later, but the way Dave was trying to make it be is like he's a guy that says, hey, please comment on my video, subscribe to my video. Nah, I mean, he might do that in the video, but that's not what he is. He's not like in the studio, headphones on. That's not. Charlie was doing everything. He could do the podcast stuff. He could do the interviews. He could do a quick hit. And he was out there mostly in person. I think the majority of Charlie's most viewed clips was of him speaking to human beings in person. Okay. That's what Charlie was best known for. And Dave even said it. He was like, he got Charlie confused with Steven Crowder talking about change my mind. That's an in-person thing. That's a face-to-face thing that he was able to do. And that is probably what got most attention online. Dave is probably just on his Facebook, right, scrolling and he sees a white guy looking kind of young on a college campus talking about conservative ideology. In his mind, he thinks, okay, that's just a YouTuber, that's just a social media influencer, but he doesn't understand the full scope. Most people don't understand the full scope. If you ask the average normie about Charlie Kirk, they probably don't even know who he was. And second, since they don't know who he was, they don't know what he did. And it's just a matter of being out of touch and being uninformed. And that's all. And it's okay to be out of touch and uninformed. But at a certain point, if you want to talk about a certain thing in public, you should get informed about what's happening so you can give an opinion from an informed point of view, from an informed perspective. Does that make any sense? I think it does. But yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Dave Chappelle's new comedy special for sure. The 1776 checks. Hey, the military love these checks. Oh, they love them. There's all kind of Chinese social media clock app videos of these guys talking about how much they love it. The guys, the women, the black, the white, the Puerto Rican, the candy stripe, everybody is saying how much they appreciate it. But you know who doesn't really appreciate it? It's those on the mainstream media. It's those who always hate whatever conservatives do. If Trump, and I said it before, if Trump got into a burning tree, if he climbed the tree that was on fire and rescued a cat from the top, they would find some way to kind of vilify it. Oh, why would he do that? He has no regard for his own life. We got to spend a bunch of taxpayer money if he was to fall. It's like, you can't win for losing. Okay, you do what they want you to do and you do it well. It's a fault with that because they don't really like you in general. This is why whenever you get criticism online, it's important to understand that it's coming from a place of bias and prejudice. They don't like conservatives already anyway, so they're going to find anything to criticize them about. So whenever I get criticism, I take it with a grain of salt. Unless it's constructive, if you say something that makes sense, it's like, yo, this dark video, I can't see nothing, man, turn your lights on. It's like, okay, I need to improve my lighting. That's a great piece of advice. But if you're just hating, you calling me a name, Uncle Tom or something like that, I'm like, okay, I already know. If you come with the whole Uncle Tom thing, you're a little bit retarded. You got a few screws loose. You're not really wrapped too tight. And on top of that, more than anything, you're just ignorant. And I'm not going to be too upset at ignorant people. What they say, God protects babies and fools. Well, you're not a baby. So what's left? You already know what time it is. Put two and two together. So it's okay if you're a fool. But at a certain point, if you are able to be educated, if you're able to be told the correct thing, you should be open to it rather than just being closed off because you're willfully ignorant and I can't give you a pass on that. If you just don't know, you just don't know. If you drop me in the center of some random country and I don't speak their language, you can't blame me for not knowing the language. I don't know. Okay. All I'm hearing is all types of noises and just random sounds and utterances. I don't know what's being said. I have no idea. You could be saying, do you want this plate of shrimp fried rice? Or you could be saying, we're going to go get some swords and cut his head off. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue because I don't understand. Now, it's up to me to figure out a way to learn so I'm able to communicate. If I don't do that, then what does that make me? Just like those who are here illegally and been here illegally for a very long time, 20 years, 30 years, and they don't pick in no English. We've seen that before. I think it was in a Nick Shirley video. He went to Minnesota, and went to a mosque. I was surprised he was able to go into a mosque with a camera on his face filming himself. But anyway, he goes to the mosque and he's asking for the guy to talk to about what's going on, asking for a guy to interview. The one guy he talked to briefly before he talked to the main guy, the guy that had some English language skills, that guy had been here for 30 years. Since the 90s, he had been here. Like 96, something like that. Some crazy long time ago. The guy had been here before Tupac got shot. You understand what I'm saying? A long time. Anyway, he's talking to the guy. He has about 5 words of English. It's like 30 years. All you got is 5 words. You're not even really trying to learn. If I'm in Somalia for 30 years, I'm going to learn some of their language. Hey, when I first get there, I'm like, huh? You want to repeat that? But then a couple of years at least of immersion, I'm going to be like, I'm going to do all of that because now I'm acclimated to what's happening. I'm familiar with the language and I'm able to learn. And as I'm there consistently for a long period of time, immersed into the language, I'll be able to really pick it up. 30 years, it won't be no more ABL. It'd be Muhammad Brian Logan. It'd be Muhammad. Hey, and since I'm right here talking about Muslims, can y'all get a different name aside from Muhammad? I mean, good grief. Everybody can't be everyone cannot be named Muhammad. There's got to be a little bit of variation in these names, okay? Give me something else. And not like, and when I say variation, I mean the spelling. Some of y'all spell it with O's, some with U's. Nah, how about a different name? How about Charles or Ted or Anthony? How about that? Let's get some Muslim Anthonys out there rather than everybody being named Muhammad. What if you got a classroom like Toronto, right? With all these random people in there and half of the class is named Muhammad. What do? At that point, I'm giving you a prisoner ID number or something like this. Okay, Muhammad number 85. Hey, come on to the board and solve this problem. Hey, Muhammad number 17, please be quiet because M47 is up here giving the report and you and M32 are getting in the way. You understand what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I would do with the Muhammad situation until you guys can get some diversity in your name choice. That's just my humble opinion. But yeah, shout out to all the Muslims. Don't nobody get offended. Hey, y'all not that soft. Listen, if you come from a religion where they say you could just strap a bomb on yourself and blow it up and go to Allah and the virgins, if you could do that in your religion, surely what I say is not hurting your feelings, because what would hurt more than a big bomb on your chest, Allahu Akbar, in the center of a hot dog stand or something like that? What would hurt more, my words or that bomb on your body? I'm just trying to figure it out. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Hey, all the different Muhammad names, I mean, get grief. And every single time, like whenever you see some kind of terror attack that happens with the Muslims, it's some kind of variation of Muhammad going on. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. And I done told y'all before, Ralph or Rudy, yeah, a Rudy, that'd be okay. A Rudy Smith that is from Saudi Arabia. Great. Fantastic. Name diversity. But as I told y'all before, when I was out in Dallas recently for the podcast I did, when I was out there, I love sparking conversation, talking to random people. I see a dude with another dude. It was two dudes with a stand and they had Qurans. Free Quran. Cool. I want a free Quran. So I know the game. They're giving you the free Quran, but they want to try to recruit you. I wonder what you got to say. Now, the dude, some Indian kind of dude, Vivek Ramaswamy type dude. Hey, what's your name, Anthony? Well, my name is I said my name is Anthony. I asked him, what's your name? Anybody want to guess? Hey, here's a street interview. So I talked to a Muslim guy on the street randomly. I told him my name is Anthony. And then he said his name was multiple choice. A, Muhammad, B, Muhammad, C, Muhammad, D, Muhammad. Which one? It's real easy. But yeah, name diversity, very important. Shout out to you guys, though. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Oh, Jake Paul. Did you guys see the Jake Paul fight? Listen, the Jake Paul stuff, I don't like the WWE-ification of everything. Professional sports should be truly competitive. And boxing for a long time has been rigged, or there's been allegations of rigging with the judges and things of this nature. When it comes down to a decision and it's kind of close or maybe not so close, rigging is very, very popular. It's part of the game, in my humble opinion. And I think Jake Paul, what he's doing is kind of leaning into how rigged it is. Fighting people that don't box, fighting people like Mike Tyson, 60 years old. And even when there's a fight against someone where they're old, past their prime or whatever, it's still rigged. Mike Tyson would have easily, listen, a boxer, it don't matter how old they are, they could still hurt you badly because they understand how to punch you specifically. Like a well-trained fighter, a guy that was like an Olympian and the world champion, that kind of person has training that you don't even understand. It's levels to it. If you go into a ring with a heavyweight boxer and they punch you, you're going to be horribly disfigured. Jake Paul, his jaw was broken off of one punch, in my opinion, in two places. His teeth, listen. Matter of fact, I'm going to show a little bit of this with the sound off before we get to anything else, just because I want to talk about it. Now, look at this here. Now, do you see how big this man is? Anthony Joshua, do you see how big he is? Jake Paul's on a small guy, but Anthony Joshua, I mean, it's like David and Goliath. Now, look. Now, people are saying, why was his hands down? Because he's tired, running around the ring, not conditioned like Anthony Joshua is. And then you can see this punch right here. Hold on. That right there, man, it was good night. It was good night. Now, the fight, in my opinion, was rigged, meaning for the first 6 rounds, really, Anthony Joshua was just kind of just toying with him, just kind of just playing. Like it was like a lion playing with their food before they eat it. That's kind of what it was. Okay, you got a lion, right, in the field, and then the caregivers throw it a carcass. And a lion is just kind of like playing around with it. It was like a cat playing with a spool of yarn. That's how it looked like. Until he turned his TV all the way off. And you can see his face like, all of this, look, all of this right here, normally your jaw should go like that, right? It should go straight, like a road, right? But his jaw went like that. His teeth, all of these teeth right here were pushed inward, like toward his tongue. Your tongue should sit flush in between your teeth, but his teeth were pushed like kind of under his tongue. It was, he looked horribly disfigured. Had to get his jaw, probably had to get his jaw wire, all kind of stuff. Listen, shout out to Jake Paul for going in the ring and facing that man. But good Lord, man, was it worth it? I don't know how much he got paid to get his jaw rearranged like that. Man. And imagine if he hit him with his full power. He would be dead. He would be dead. And you know what? Before I continue, when you train a certain kind of way to fight and you get hit a lot in your body or in your face or whatever, you kind of build up a little bit of a tolerance. It's like kicking with your leg. If you kick with your leg hard, you can snap your leg right there at the shin. But if you do that a lot, you build it up and you're not going to snap it. That's why somebody could kick your leg and break your leg and the leg don't break, because they built up a callus from doing it so much. You've not built it up. If you get, most people are not used to being punched in the face at all. And I would say that the majority of us in this country have not been punched in the face at all, which is probably part of the problem. Hey, let's bring that back. Let's bring back a good face punch, okay, to some people who harass elderly people, little kids, stuff like that. One good face punch would kind of solve a lot of these problems. Okay, one good butt whipping, hey, just like Rob Reiner and his son Nick. Hey, if that was my parents and they had a kid like that, man, the whippings would have been astronomical. The beatings would have been stupendous. They would have beat the crazy right out of them. When you just let things go on and just let it foster, let it fester, then it becomes out of control and you can't do nothing with it. They grow up to be 32 years old, 28 years old, 25 years old, on drugs, confused, and dangerous. So I think we need to bring back beatings. Parents can beat their kids, not to death, but enough. A good whipping. Listen, if you have kids who are bad and you're not whooping them, then I don't understand. I don't really get it. Back in the day, you used to be able to get spanking at school from the principal or the teacher. They give you the paddle. Remember the paddle? They would paddle you right in school. When I was a kid, it was the switch from the tree. Your grandma would beat you with it, and it wasn't even really that bad. Hindsight being 2020, the beatings weren't that bad. It was like, it was not quite like this. But what I'm saying is, when you are beat by your parents as a child, usually, if they do it properly, they're just exerting enough force on you to make the message get across. It's not to actually hurt you. Did you guys see that white lady who had beat her, what was that, 12, 14-year-old boy, whatever it was? Because he did something, I think he was 12. The internet was in an uproar. Oh, no, it's abuse. Abuse? First of all, if your mom at 5 foot even can spank you on your butt and hurt you for real at 12 years old, you soft, number one. And number two, she can't actually hurt you. She's just doing that to instill discipline. That's just pretty much what it is. So yeah, bring that back. Bring back fist fights rather than shooting, killing, things of this nature, rather than somebody leaving all that energy built up in them, rather than that person not being checked ever and then they explode like Nick Reiner, Rock Reiner's son. And may they rest in peace, prayers out to the family. Hey, do you know that Rob Reiner was spending like $70,000 a year or something crazy to try and get his son help? And apparently it didn't work. You know what would have worked? A sandal, a chancleta, a good right cross, maybe, just maybe. Hey, that's right. RCL says everything in moderation. That's right. Everything in moderation. Don't beat the kids too much to the point where they're about to die, but instill discipline. Okay. Hey, don't actually kill Jake Paul in this fight, in this rigged fight. Give him one good shot to let him know it's real. Okay. One good shot to let him know that it's real. And that will be enough. That's all you got to do. Right there, that's all they needed. If you would have hit him with the full force, all of this right here would have been over there. I'm talking about this part of his face would have been back there, and that part would have been back there. It would have been asymmetrical. He'd be looking like that permanently. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Hold on. Donde2K says, this kind of talk from ABL is what got me banned from X for 7 days. Hey, man, sometimes I say stuff, people get offended. Like TikTok, they're the worst, man. They don't like me at all over there. You can't do nothing on TikTok. It's like, really? You can't say anything over there. So X is pretty cool with the censorship. They don't do it too much. They do it a little bit, but not too much. YouTube and Facebook, YouTube was real bad at one point with censorship. Facebook, Instagram, but now they've relaxed because they want more content. They got such a big demand for content. They're kind of cool with a lot of stuff, sliding by. They're not really that serious, but TikTok, they strict over there. It's to the point where if you go over there and you see conversations, they speaking in code languages, and I'm not going to say unalived. I'm not going to say SA for sexual assault. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. So since I do that, then they don't really, you know what I mean? Am I okay? I am feeling fantastic. I am feeling fantastic. Okay. I had a nice meal today. Okay. I feel nice and refreshed. The weather is nice. It's not crazy cold. It's like 50 degrees, 55 degrees right now. So it's lit. It's actually kind of cold. Well, nah, 52 degrees. Yeah. 52 degrees. It's lovely right now. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Delete it is better, NARN. Delete it is better than saying unalived. That doesn't make no sense. Delete it, unalived is not really a thing you would see in a dictionary, I would presume, but delete it is. SA, like where that, sexual assault. Why we gotta say all these weird things? I don't like the Chinese Communist Party dictating the way that I speak. And people, when they do that, they don't realize that that kind of speech pattern follows them in their regular everyday life. So now, through this Chinese social media app, they are dictating the way that we communicate as Americans. But there's a little bit of a light at the end of that tunnel, because there's been the deal struck so where 80% of TikTok will be owned by U.S. interests. Now, I wonder who's going to be in charge of the moderation, who's going to be in charge of the content that is allowed to proliferate, who's going to regulate that, who's going to moderate that. That's what I want to know. That's the question. Because if the content was regularly the same, it's not going to change, then what's going on? Okay, what's really, really happening? But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Shout out to the sponsors, of course. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the description, or visit patriotpost.us. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, please go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, go to the Cameo website, cameo.com. Search me, Anthony Brown Logan, ABL. And if you want a message for your loved one, friend, family, whoever, you can pay your monies on there, and I'll do it for you. Anything that's outside of the norm, anything outside the box, a little bit too weird, a little bit too over the top, I'm not going to do it. But anything regular, I got you. Send your loved one a nice gift. Hey, because Christmas time is upon us, I got a question. How many of you guys have completed your Christmas shopping? And be honest. How many of y'all have completed your Christmas shopping? And today's December the 20th. So Christmas is upon us just next week. You only got a full week. It's not even a full week yet. Okay, and I presume that stores are going to be closed, Christmas Eve, like maybe the 23rd, 24th. You might be able to go out in the morning to CVS or Christmas morning to get a card or something like that. But how many of you guys have completed your shopping? Are you done? No more little odds and ends, no more cards, no more wrapping paper, no more bows, none of that. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't even start. I'm gonna go tomorrow. Hey, I'm gonna go tomorrow. It's fun. I like going when it's like this because it's gonna be fun. Okay, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go at a time where I know it's not gonna be too crazy. I probably go early in the morning. Yeah, immediately. As soon as Tarjay opened their door, I'm in there. Okay, I'm in there. I'll be in there playing video games on my phone while I'm waiting in the line. I'm playing Brick Breaker or something crazy like this while I'm waiting for 30 minutes with my Christmas card, wrapping paper. That's what I'm going to do at Tarjay early in the morning. JB says, done, but still got to wrap. Oh, okay. Monique Price, you ain't start yet, huh? Hey, I'm with you. I ain't even start. But look, I know kind of what I want to do. I got a game plan. All I got to do is go execute it. And then hey, we got plenty of time. Yes, Tarjay to Zante Flight. Tarjay, Wally World. Yeah, it ain't going to be no, I'm not going to no Pottery Barn or, man, you got to be all the way messed up. For Christmas gifts, I'm not going to no Pottery Barn. Lucky you getting anything. I'm not going to no expensive place. You're going to get this nice little thing from Tarjay because it's the thought that counts. And that's pretty much that on that. But speaking about Christmas, hey, my man right here says, in this politically correct world, he is no longer saying Merry Christmas. He has a better thing he'll do instead. Let's watch.
Public service announcement. In this politically correct world, I've decided I am no longer saying Merry Christmas. Instead, I'm going to say, may the celebration of the birth of the one true living God, Jesus Christ, bestow peace, grace, and mercy on your household. In all your ways, may you acknowledge his power, authority, and dominion. How's that?
Hey, I like that. I 100% like that. You are expressing your faith. You're not argumentative. You're being a kind and cheerful person spreading the gospel. I like that. So you don't got to say Merry Christmas. You could just really go into it and say what's what. Okay, you could really go into it. And I like that alternative better than saying Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays? Where to do that at? Listen, all my whole life it was always Merry Christmas. Even if it's not Christmas Day, if it's the Christmas season, the Christmas periphery, December the 17th until New Year's Day. Or I ain't gonna say that. December 15th until Christmas Day, okay? You're going to say Merry Christmas. Maybe the day after Christmas if you kind of hanging on. And if you got a tree, the tree can stay up until January 1st. Some of y'all got a tree in your house permanently, a whole tree in the house. It's summertime. It's June and the tree's still up. So some of y'all love Christmas a whole lot. But that right there, hey, that's the way going forward. Peg says, my work banned Christmas decorations. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. Why would they do that? I don't understand. Maybe it's because people get offended. And, that's part of people that are coming to the country for the first time. Hey, we celebrate Christmas here. That's part of our tradition. If you got some other thing going on, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Jesus, okay, that's cool, but we do. Imagine me going to, let's say, Pakistan, for example, and then talking about Allah shouldn't be taught in school. Allah shouldn't be what y'all praise. Y'all shouldn't be doing y'all worship. Like, what do you mean? Pakistan is a Muslim country. That's what they're going to do. Just like we are based on Christianity. So what we're going to do here. So, yeah, shout out to the guys that understand. Now, speaking about the Muslim guys, here's somebody saying, you know what? Your Christmas tree, all that kind of good stuff, that's not halal. That's not allowed. It is forbidden.
This is a reminder that celebrating Christmas is not halal, putting up a Christmas tree is not halal, wishing people a happy Christmas or a Merry Christmas is not halal, putting up red, white, and green lights or clothing or decoration is not halal, attending Christmas parties is also not halal, giving people gifts or presents on Christmas is also not halal, drinking eggnog is actually halal unless you're doing it to imitate the non-Muslims. The reason for all of this is that the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum," that whoever imitates a people, then he is one of them. So as a Muslim, you should be confident in your religion. Be proud that you are a Muslim. Don't try to be someone that you are not. This is all
right, so Muhammad came through and educated us. Hey, you know what? You want to wear the Christmas colors, having a tree or wreath, all that good stuff, that's not halal. Below. At the end of the day, you know what's funny about some of these guys? They do the craziest things under the radar. That's most certainly not halal. And I don't got to get too graphic, but Afghanistan, I'll lead you that direction and move forward. But these guys do the most non-halal things. Hey, let people live and live and let live. If you got a Muslim guy, he has a Christmas tree, he wants to go eat a turkey or something like that, let him. It's okay. If one of y'all leave one of them stands over there and come to the USA and you become one of us, then it's okay. Why not? Now, if I'm over there in their neck of the woods and Beardistan, Mohammedistan, then okay, cool, I get it. But aside from that, bro, nah. That's not what we're gonna do, bro. Your rhetoric ain't gonna work. All right, so let's talk about AMFEST. This is the big event that Turner Point puts on every year, right around the same time, December. Here's Tucker up there talking to a 12-year-old young lady about being a politician. Maybe she has desires to become a politician. She might want to do that one day. And she's asking Tucker for advice going into that. And before I get into this, AMFEST is kind of weird because they got Charlie there and other guys. It was like a little, it was kind of like the Source Awards, if you ever seen that. It was like the hip hop awards back in the 90s where it was people talking about each other on the stage, like Suge Knight talking about Puff. You don't want a CEO who's all in the videos, dancing, coming to death row. It was like that here. Tucker Carlson talking about this guy's a Fed and the Jews are this and that. Steve Bannon talking about Ben Shapiro, he's a cancer. It was a lot going on. It's like, y'all cannot just come together and put their personal issues aside for this moment. But anyway, here's a good moment from that situation, or at least it's going to start that way. Check it out.
My name is Madison, and I'm 12 years old. I want to be a politician, and I was wondering what are the steps I should take to pursue that career.
Thank you so much. I heard that you're 12 years old, and so thank you for asking that question. I think you said, I want to be a politician. What steps should I take?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, prayer would be the first one. Does God really want that for you? You seem so nice. Sorry, just kidding. You know, I do think that we are entering into obviously a volatile period. Like, there's a lot going on. I can't even keep track of it, and that's my job. But I also feel like people who are telling the truth or trying, you know, it's kind of the best you can do is try. I said something yesterday in public that was totally wrong, completely wrong. And I hate doing that, but it was sincere. I thought it was right. I said, you know, whatever, I'm sorry. I feel like people who try to tell the truth are rewarded for it because there have been too many lies. So my bottom line advice, I could give you other dumb advice, but my only real advice is just tell the truth always. And if you lose, that's okay.
All right, there we go. So my advice to somebody that's that young, wanting to be in politics, I would say that should not be your primary focus. Your primary focus should be something else because, again, being a politician should not be a career choice, in my humble opinion. That should be a thing that you do if you're called to do it while you are doing other things in your life. But it shouldn't be a thing to aspire to when you're young. Now, maybe some are different. Maybe they, you know, okay, I want to lead. I want to be an influential person. I get it. But I would say you should have another purpose, another goal in your life. And if you are called to be a politician, if you're called to lead, then follow that path when that time comes. But I would not say have that be a thing that you really inspire to be, in my humble opinion. That's just me, though. What do y'all think? Do you think that someone 12 years old should aspire to be a politician? Or do you think that should be a thing that they come to later in their life if it makes sense? And to underline my point about being older to be a politician for the first time, 35 years old, that's going to be your president. Bare minimum 35 years old. They want you to be older. They want you to be experienced. They want you to have more life lessons before you even go down that path. Okay, that's kind of the way it is. All right. Now, this is going to be a good moment. ABL is always negative news. Here's a good moment. Remember the young lady? Well, not young lady. Remember the lady, Jeannie, from Tarjay with the Charlie Kirk shirt on? Well, they brought her out at AMFEST. Okay, let's check it out.
Gentlemen, what is that music?
It's the most wonderful time.
It's Jeannie!
With the kids jingle bells.
All right, now hopefully don't give me no copyright on this music.
Good cheer.
But y'all see who it is, Jeannie from Tarjay.
Wonderful
And this is going to be Jack Posobiec and Benny Johnson.
time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call.
All right, the music is killing me. Hey, you two, don't do it to me. You already know what time it is.
There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of
Now, if you know who Jeannie is, Jeannie, I played a video on my live stream where she was harassed at a Target for wearing that shirt. A woman came up to her, recording her on the phone, talking about, how could you wear that? You're a piece of S, you know, cussing her out, all kinds of stuff for just wearing the Charlie Kirk shirt because lady was mad. So the video went viral. She got a big GoFundMe, a lot of money from the GoFundMe, and they brought her out to AMFEST, a Turning Point event happening right now over in Phoenix.
Benny, I hope you don't mind, but I brought a special guest to come celebrate AMFEST with us.
Oh, you mean America's Target grandmother?
Grandma Jeannie is in the house.
So there we go. Now, if you guys did not see that first video, I'm gonna give you a quick, brief reminder. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick, just on the fly. Just on the fly. Okay, here we go. It's not the perfect video, but it'll do for right now.
Why? They let you wear that shirt here?
Yes.
So
Why?
Why are you taking my picture?
Why are you wearing that shirt? You're working. It's not
It's a
Target
red
shirt.
shirt. I can wear any red shirt.
It's not a plain shirt.
It doesn't have to be
It's a Charlie Kirk shirt.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Are you fucking stupid?
No.
So you get the idea, and sorry for the cussing, but this went on for a while. She harassed a lady, and you can see right there at the bottom that they got a GoFundMe for Jeannie for being harassed. The video went viral. It's all over the place. And as I said last time, you may not like someone's political ideology. That's totally fine. That does not give you the right to harass them. I can say things about a thing, but to go up to somebody, cussing at them, camera in their face, harassing them at work, no, we don't do that. That's not what we do. And if anybody does that, they need to be dealt with, not attacked or assaulted. But what happened was, of course, the internet is full of detectives, like seriously, really good detectives, unpaid for their work. But they were able to find the lady that was harassing her, got her fired from her job and all of that. Hey, people saying that it might be too much to get her fired. But you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. That's just pretty much what that is. Now, here's Ben Shapiro talking about what young men can do to advance forward in their life. Also, this was at AMFEST. I guess Deadly Wire got their own spot at AMFEST. Yeah. At the top right here, it says DW Live from America Fest. All right, check it out.
We need to say something to young men. Get off your ass and go do the thing. Seriously, stop telling all young white men that all of their grievances when it comes to making basic good decisions for their lives are justified. Those decisions are not always justified. Here are things you can do. Finish high school, get a job, get married, have kids, go to church. Those are all in your control. You pretending that those things are not in your control is grievance culture bullshit. And all the politicians who pander to that sort of stuff are making people's lives actively worse. And we need to say something.
All right, there we go. So what do y'all think about what Ben said? Again, this is at America Fest from Daily Wire Live. What do y'all think? Do y'all agree, disagree? And by the way, Ben Shapiro was there, and so were others who don't like Ben Shapiro too much. You had Steve Bannon. I don't think a guy like Tucker Carlson is a big Ben Shapiro fan either because of the whole J connection. And I hate that whole thing so much. The Jews this, the Jews that. Whenever I hear someone, especially a white male, blame the Jews for something, I'm like, bro, first of all, I roll my eyes. Second of all, I think of the Spider-Man meme. It's like, you going to tell me this guy's not white for real? You going to tell me that Ben Shapiro is not white? Okay, cool. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. If somebody want to tell me that, like, directly to my face, you got it, bro. You know what? I'm not even going to argue with you. I ain't going to squabble with somebody that's retarded. For real. But anyway, about what he said, do y'all agree, disagree, whatever? I'm kind of on the same page with him. I don't know about the whole getting married part. I don't know about that part right now for these young men because that's a really dangerous thing to do. But as far as being self-determined, by benefiting from the sweat of your own brow, I believe in that. Blaming the Jews, blaming the government, blaming this, blaming that, blame, ain't getting you nowhere. It ain't getting you nowhere. Only thing you're going to end up doing is being in the basement, mad your entire life, and you'll just watch your entire life pass you by. Hold on, Iceberg. I got the call. I got the call, huh? So who called me? Iceberg. What white Jewish person called me? Hey, who gave me the call? Like, hey, ABL, you got to go in there and just so stupid, retarded. Retardation is a big problem in this country, and I think that my prayer that I pray for every night is for this country to be free from the retardation that it is under. Not just the country, but the whole world. The whole world is infected with retardation, and I pray one day that God come down from the sky and frees us from retardation. ABL, you hate disabled people. It's not about disabled people. It's not about them. It's about those who willfully ignorant and don't want to do anything about themselves and want to blame rappers for their problems. Blaming, it won't get you nowhere. But still in that same low level of existence where you don't want to be. Anyway, but shout out to you guys. I appreciate you for rocking and rolling. Let's keep on going here. Now, Vivek, I like Vivek, but I think what Vivek does not understand, or maybe he does, but he doesn't want to accept it. Vivek probably gets a lot of racist comments directed at him because he's Indian. Now, I'm not saying it's okay to do that to somebody, but what I am saying is this country, this USA that we know, 1776 was built as black and white. It was white folks, black folks. That's what it was. We built it together. Now, you got some that say that we didn't. It don't even really matter. The reality is it was blacks and whites. That's what founded the country. Now, and we always had natives and Mexicans and everybody. So these are the familiar people groups, blacks, whites, and native, Mexican, whatever. We don't really know the other people. We don't really know Indians like that. We don't know Pakistanis like that. We don't know the Chinese like that. So when they come here, it's like, who are you? So you're going to get a lot of the racist comments. I'm not saying it's right, but the reason why you're getting these comments is because we don't know you. Same thing with the Europeans who came after slavery through Ellis Island, the Italians and all of them, the Irish. They were given the same kind of racist treatment. They had all kind of names for them. Can I say some of these names without being offensive? Dago, Wop, that was one. And a friend of mine told me that. Shout out to my friend Anthony, my Italian friend Anthony. I was out there playing hacky set one day. I'm like, Wop, Wop. I'm hitting him with my foot. Every time I make that noise when I hit it. And then he was like, why are you saying WAP? I was like, I'm just hitting it with the hacky set. I'm just hitting it with my foot. I'm saying WAP. He's like, well, that's what they would call Italians when they came to America through Ellis Island without papers. WAP. I had no idea. So it wasn't just a matter of Americans being quote unquote racist. It's a matter of we don't know you, so we don't know what to do with you. We don't know too much about you. Your characteristics, your ideology, we don't know you. So let's watch Vivek, shall we?
About criticizing the woke left. Now let me get to the harder part. There's a different vision of American identity that's emergent in certain corridors of the online right. And it says that your identity as an American is based on your lineage. That how long you have been in the country, your lineage and your genetics tied to the blood and soil of the country determines how American you are. It is the idea of a heritage American that says the truest form of an American is somebody who is a descendant of the American Revolution period or before. And I will tell you, this idea of the heritage American, we ought to have this discussion. It's becoming more popular. I think the idea of a heritage American is about as loony as anything the woke left has actually put up. There is no American who is more American than somebody else.
Now, do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree with that? Now, the thing is, if you come here legally and you just got here, I accept you. But you are not the same as a guy like me who's been here since the 1600s. It's not the same. We accept you, though, but it's not the same. And it's okay because anywhere in the world, it's the same thing. Now, I know America was started as an experiment. Okay, I get it. But humans are still humans. We like the familiar. We are comfortable with the familiar. The unfamiliar is uncomfortable. And until we get familiar with you, it will still be uncomfortable.
The American quality, it's not like the left, they believe in this non-binary stuff. There's no non-binary American. It is binary. Either you're an American or you're not. And you think about it, I could prove this to you. Thank you. I'll take some applause on that. If you really believe in this idea, think about where it leads you. It leads you to believe that Donald Trump is less of an American than Joe Biden because Donald Trump's mother was an immigrant and his grandfather was an immigrant. That doesn't make any sense. Leads you to believe that somehow Bernie Sanders is more of an American than Senator Bernie Moreno from my home state, an America First patriot, because Bernie Moreno was a naturalized citizen from Colombia.
You get the idea. I ain't trying to play too much of it, but I think Vivek has been talking about that for a while because of all the comments he gets. That's the main thing. But Vivek, I wouldn't focus too much on that, bro. I'll focus on just policies and not too much on the race thing because your speech is not going to change anybody's mind. They're going to feel how they feel. All you could do is just show who you are and prove when it comes to your leadership. Is he in politics right now? Is he a senator or a House rep? I'm not sure what he is. I don't think he's in politics. Yeah, well, he's a candidate. If you succeed, if you win, show and prove when you win there. The mayor of Cincinnati is an Indian dude, and I saw him actually in action, and I was impressed. The same way that Trump was impressed with Mom Donnie, believe it or not. Just show and prove. You don't got to talk about, oh, don't say this, don't say that. Nah, just go out there and be who you're saying that you are. Simple as that. All right. Well, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. And now, here's Dave Chappelle special. I can't play the video too much, but you can see what's going on. You're talking about Charlie here. Okay. I'm going to just play a little bit of this as the video was on. Then I'm going to play it in the background with the audio on only. All right.
And the whites were quick to say this. They said, Charlie Kirk is this generation's Martin Luther King. No, he's not.
Let's pause right there. Do you guys think that Charlie Kirk was MLK for this generation or something else? What do y'all think? Let me know.
Yeah, that's a reach. You know, they both got murdered in a terrible fashion. They both got shot in the neck, but that's about where those similarities end. Because Charlie Kirk is a motherfucking internet personality. No.
So, do y'all agree with that? Do you think that Charlie Kirk was just an internet personality, just an online guy? Was that all Charlie Kirk was, or was he more than that? If you ask me, Charlie was a lot more than that. Turning Point USA is a company that he built. And when I saw Charlie, whenever I spoke to Charlie, whenever I saw Charlie, whenever I was around Charlie, he was always outside, always in the streets doing something. He was not a guy like me. See, I'm like, this is my upstairs. I'm just talking. He was not like one of us. Charlie was like, he could have been the president. That's how impressive he was. He could have been any politician. He could have been a mayor, senator, governor, president, anything. And he was outside all the time making things happen. He worked relentlessly, 24/7, never sleeping. That's who Charlie was, not just a guy talking about, subscribe to my channel. That's not what he was.
No, by design. Fundamentally, he can't function like Dr. King. Internet niggas are negative because they have to be. Because nobody will engage them unless they say shit that makes them upset. That's Charlie Kirk. Could you imagine Dr. King was behaving like Charlie Kirk? Smash that like button and subscribe.
See, that's not what Charlie was. See, but Dave is like some people to get out of touch. And I think Dave is funny, but I think when you do too much of political commentary, you got to be right in what you're talking about. You're talking about political comment. You can't be on stage preaching this stuff and be wrong and out of touch. He sounds like a person who has not used a computer before. Speaking about computers and computer programming and stuff like that, you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no clue what you're really saying. You're just saying what you think makes sense, but not what actually is.
Follow me for more content like this. I believe.
Yeah, and like I said, and you guys got it right. Dave is a comedian. Stick to that. Stick to that. I don't like, if you're going to do comedy, just do comedy. When you try to talk about political issues and you're wrong, it just kind of kills it. Because I'm the kind of guy I can laugh at anything. But when you are talking about political issues and you're straight up incorrect, it kills the joke. It totally kills the joke. But that's from his new comedy special right there. Okay. And we got a Charlie Kirk protester outside of the event. And of course, the guy's like 1,000 years old. That is very common among these protesters, the anti-MAGAs, because what do? They're in their rocking chair watching MSNOW, as it's been rebranded. They're watching CNN. They're watching all these legacy news media networks, getting them riled up to sell them ad monies to put commercials for the little thing you could sit down and move your feet on. You know what I'm talking about, that little device. Get your steps in without getting up. They can sell these people who are like in senior living facilities or whatever things from advertisers by getting them riled up. So the result is they go out here and protest. Let's watch.
Are you all here to be brainwashed? Because that's what the entrance is. If you're not here to be brainwashed, you're at the wrong entrance. My signs say pretty much all I want to say. It says kill the gays. And not only just kill them humanely, but stone them to death. Can you believe that? You're here for the brainwashing.
All right, there we go. So my man's sign, did you see the sign? Hold on. Is there more? I think there is more. Let's play the rest.
You're here for the brainwashing. Is that correct? Yes, you are. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the brainwashing.
Charlie never said kill gays.
These women are saying Charlie didn't say these things.
Oh, well, Google them. No, see, the problem with the right-wing people is they don't believe the truth. They have no interest in the truth.
How many videos of Charlie have you seen?
Nothing of any length, so I don't know a whole lot about them.
Bro, I mean, do y'all see this? And look, I know we all get old. I get it. But come on, Paw. It's time to just relax, rocking chair, or do something a little bit. Do something else, bro. Do something better with your time rather than being out here. And did you guys see his sign? So it said, Charlie Kirk, no abortion, period. Kill the gays, supported J6 riots. Blacks are stupid, especially the women. And then what was the other one? This is what he said that Charlie said. Horrifying way he died and lived. Hate, lies, made him rich, et cetera, so on and so forth. Hate and lies. Charlie has probably saved a lot of lies. Charlie was somebody that helped in a very, very positive way. If you watch MSNB, NSNOW, MS13 DNC, CNN, etc., they're going to highlight conservative voices in a negative way to where you'll believe it's all negative and hateful, but that's just because you're being crafted a narrative. And they asked them, hey, have you seen any Charlie Kirk videos? Well, not really. You might see a 10-second clip on CNN as part of a hit piece, and you just believe that. That's pretty much what it is. The View, the same way. If you're watching The View every morning, you're getting a bunch of hate from these people whose job is to feed you hate, while telling you that it's those they're showing who are the hateful ones. All right. Now, you guys were asking me before about Vanity Fair, and they put these pictures out, unflattering pictures. I guess they did a hit piece, I suppose, or an interview with some people in the movement and conservative voices. I think they had Susie Wiles, J.D. Vance, Caroline Levitt. Now, I'm going to show you a picture. Be ready. It might be a little shocking because it's like super up close and crazy. But this is Caroline Levitt's up close picture from Vanity Fair. Now, this is going all over the internet. It's going viral. People are saying, I'm 35, she's 26, or whatever she is. How old is she anyway? Hold on. Caroline Levitt, age, she is 28. I'm 35, she's 28. She's super old, ugly looking, or whatever. So this picture has prompted a bunch of responses from people on the internet. Okay. All right. So this, I got one right here. And I'm not quite sure if she says Caroline Levitt's name, but you kind of get the idea. This is about all MAGA women having a certain look. Check it out.
The reason that
and let's pause right quick.
The reason that so many MAGA women have a very specific look to them aesthetically, and the reason that you'll hear people say that Republicans, conservatives are not funny, not creative, bad at art.
Wait. Hold on. Let's wait one doggone minute now. Not funny, not good at art. I think I might invoke a laugh here and there. And I'm an artist, first and foremost. Before any YouTube even existed, before any politics was a thing in my mind, I was a visual artist. I could paint, draw, I could do anything. Okay, I'm an artiste. I could do sculptures, I can do ceramics, I could do everything. Okay, but let's continue.
The reasons for those things are the same, and that is because the entire basis of modern day Christo-fascist conservatism, at least in America, is all about homogeneity, singularity. There's one correct vision that we all ascribe to, and everyone else is going to end up in hell, probably. Creativity, innovation, and artistry have always thrived on the fringes of society and in times of persecution. And before anyone comes in here saying, well, I've seen lots of photos of Jesus in museums. I think they were paintings, actually. What do you have to say about that? That was from a time when Christians were actually being persecuted, not like whatever you guys say is going on today. The reason that so many MAGA...
All right, there we go. There's a lot there, but let's talk about one thing for a second. Creativity, innovation. There's one guy who is very creative, very innovative, cutting edge. There's a few guys I could say, but there's one guy that comes to mind who the liberals hate right now, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, and they loved him when he was not political, when he didn't really say anything about politics publicly. To have a Tesla was like a badge of honor for a liberal at one point in time. But then when he said, I like Trump, Orange Man good, then he became the worst guy on earth, persona non grata. But are you going to say that he's not innovative and he's not creative? Are you really going to say that? The guy who made Tesla and the guy who took over Twitter and revolutionized it. Twitter is so good now. It is the best app for pure information, being able to learn, being able to get real-time things right at your front door. That's Twitter. He took that over, made it beautiful. Tesla, the Boring Company, SpaceX. Are we going to say that? Kanye West. Say whatever you want to about him. He's weird, he's whatever. But the music, you can't deny it. The clothing, you can't deny it. His impact on culture, you can't deny it. Wore the red hat for a long time. Kind of on our side. So I don't really understand. Tell me the leftist person right now that you know of who is leading in innovation, leading in creativity. What I see from the left a lot right now are talking about, hey, can I please have some more, a begging bowl? Can I have some more? Can I have some EBT soda? Can I have some EBT biscuits? That's what I see from the left right now. I don't see creativity. I don't see innovation. I don't see them moving forward at all. But that's just me. And also about, that's right. I love it so much. I ain't gonna call it X. I love Twitter. But anyway, I forgot my point I was going to make because I got distracted. But yeah, shout out to her. Oh, now I remember. Whole thing about Caroline Levitt. Oh, she looks 60. She looks 80. Watch this. Hold on. Let's just show Caroline Levitt. You want to do a face close-up. Hey, anybody in here right now, if you did a face close-up in that style that they had it from Vanity Fair, y'all would not be the most gorgeous either, okay? You see my skin the way it looks here, it looks clear, but if you do a close-up, it's gonna look like the surface of Mars. It's gonna look crazy, okay? I don't think anybody's gonna look fantastic that close up. But check it out, though. Hold on. Now, here is... Hold on. Can I get a better picture of Caroline? There we go. There we go. So, Caroline Levitt. You see Caroline Levitt right there, right? With a baby. Right after the baby. She looks good to me. Looks good to me, okay? Now, I'm not saying she's like a top fashion model or something like that, but that's okay because neither am I. Neither am 99.9% of the people. But she looks good to me. Now, put her next to your average liberal. Septum ring, crazy hair, and let's see who looks better. I'm just saying. Okay? Let's keep rocking and rolling here. Let's keep on going. So the troops got a bonus, $1,776, $1,776 for Christmas, and they're loving it. They got all kinds of videos celebrating it. But of course, you got to have some haters. Let's watch.
And he can promote 1776 costs all he want and giving out a check. That worked for him the first time. 1776, that's less than a rent check in D.C. I don't even know what the impact of that is going to be.
I want to bring. And he can. hating so hard. Hey, lady, get that hate out of your blood. Get that hate out of your blood, lady. Come on now. And she looks pretty good. Face and everything looks good. But that hate, that negativity on the inside is going to make her ugly, ultimately. But let's see. Let's hear from the actual troops. Because I don't think she's in the service or has served. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it. Let's hear from the active duty guys and girls out there who were able to get this check right now in the perfect time during Christmas. Okay, let's check it out. Hold on here. So this guy is saying, hey, if we get that bonus, I'm going to get that tattoo in a certain place.
Hey, Webb, if that 1776 check hits, what are you going to do?
I'm going to get an American flag tattoo to feel patriotic because that's American.
Hey, where at on your body, though?
Now, where do you think he's getting that tattoo? What do you think? I already knew what he was going to say before he said it because that's kind of how they beep it anyway.
Left cheek. Left cheek. Left cheek. All right, don't forget this. Hey, Webb.
All right, so they're having a good time with it. They like it. They're not out there talking about, oh, $1,700, what I'm going to do with that. They're having a good time with it. Okay. This guy says, thank you, Uncle Trump, for what you did for our military.
Hey, I just want to say thank you, Uncle Donnie. Thank you for sending the military that little Christmas money. That's huge. I know there's a lot of people out here hating, talking about the deficit and talking about $1,700 ain't nothing. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. These people are hating on the military. These people are hating on the military now. What in the hell is going on, man? These people are so unpatriotic. It's crazy that the president is looking out for our service members and you got people hating, acting like they don't deserve it when they the reason why your ass sleep good at night. It's crazy, which I know a lot of certain people, they don't like the military. I ain't gonna even call them out like that because they telling their kids, don't join the military. Don't go join the military to fight a white man's war. But they clocking in the white man's job and not getting no benefits. Oh.
So there we go. And for those who don't, for those who were asking, the bonus is $1,776 right before Christmas, right during the Christmas time. So my man's right here is like, hey, why hate on the military? Why hate on Trump for doing the good thing for our troops? What's the purpose in hating like that? Some are going to say it's not that much. Some are going to say, well, that little teeny bit of money. Well, look, if you don't want it, I'll take it. Give it to me. Hey, to anyone who does not want their bonus check, I'll take it off your hands. Don't worry about it. Just deposit it in my account, and I'll make sure it lands in the right place. I'll make sure it's cared for properly. Don't worry about it. All right, we got another guy, okay, in uniform, in his vehicle, talking about he loves what Trump is doing with this particular thing. 1776 again, $1,776 for active duty military members right now before Christmas. Check it out.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't care what they be talking about today. That's my president. Shout out to President Trump. He do something like this every year. Shit. Hey, he do something like this every year. I'm cool with it. I was a little short on Christmas, too. He came through just in the nick of time. The kids about to get everything they want. You said you want a PS5? I got you. Daddy got you. Yeah. You said you want a what? You said you want a tablet? Daddy got you. What? What you say you want, little man? You just want some gummy bears? I'll buy you 15 of them. I'll buy you a whole box of gummy bears. Daddy got you. What? I don't care what y'all say about that. I mean, he do be tripping sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But this is way of saying sorry. He's sorry. You know how some people can't say sorry for real, so they gotta buy your love a little bit. Hey, you know what I'm saying? He know my love language. My love language is money. So
shout out to him. Okay, active duty having fun with it, saying, hey, I got these kids, and I was a little short. I'm kind of like trying to piece it together, but this right here hit right on time. Right on time. I'm like, man, Lord, please, how am I going to get this last little piece? My son won a PlayStation 5. I got PS3 money from GameStop, but I don't got PS5 money. Here goes Trump. Orange man good. Boom. Go to get that PS5 right now and get your other son the tablet, get your daughter the baby dolls, and you good money. You are good money. So shout out to my man right there. 100%. 1,000%. All right. Let's keep going here. Now, speaking about Trump doing good things for the people, he has changed or rescheduled marijuana from Schedule 3. Hold on. I'm sure I'm saying the right thing. Trump marijuana schedule is going to go from what now? From a Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So Schedule 1, that's like up there with heroin and crack and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. Schedule 3 takes it down to like Tylenol with codeine. So it's still going to be a controlled substance, but not like, you could get Tylenol, stuff like that, kind of over the counter. Tylenol with codeine, you could get that kind of like, it's not really that serious. It's not like heroin or something like that, which is totally illegal. Okay, let's check this out here.
At the same time, the facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered in some cases. This may include the use as a substitute for addictive and potentially lethal opioid painkillers. And they cause tremendous problems. This can do it in a much lesser way, can make people feel much better that are living through tremendous pain and problems. 40 states and multiple U.S. territories have already recognized the use of medical marijuana. This reclassification order will make it far easier to conduct marijuana-related medical research, allowing us to study benefits, potential dangers, and future treatments. It's going to have a tremendously positive impact, I believe.
So that's pretty much what's going on there. So what do you guys think? Is it a good thing, bad thing? Again, it has been changed from a Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, basically making it less of a severe penalty if you have it, and also paving the way to legalize it. But it's not totally legalized. It's not like you could just use it all over the nation. It's not quite like that. I like this move because it keeps it kind of in a taboo space. Like I said, when you remove a drug like weed from the taboo space completely, it does not just impact weed. It's not even about the impact on weed. It's about the impact on all drugs. And if weed does not have that space as a famously taboo drug, the next drug will come in and be this. Okay, rather than weed being right there, kind of in that in between legal and illegal, but not that serious, it'll be shrooms or acid, MDMA, ecstasy, something like that. And I don't think we should have that going. I think weed should be right where it's at, in my humble opinion. Okay. And also some states you can smoke it legally. One thing that I want to see from states though, and maybe it's just me, maybe y'all feel the same way. Y'all let me know what you think. But if you have a state where weed is legal, I think it should be restricted where it can be smoked. Because I don't want to smoke your weed smoke. I really don't. I don't want to smoke your weed smoke outside even, because it's not like cigarettes, in my opinion. Cigarettes stink or they have a smell, but it's not as potent as weed. Just like you can't drink outdoors. I think you can't drink outdoors in most places. If you have an open container outside, like in a lot of places, I'm not quite sure if it's every state, but if you have an open container of alcohol and you drinking it outside, you can't do that. You can't do that. It should be the same thing for the weed. If you've been to a place where they could smoke and drink outside, it stinks. You're gonna be able to smell the alcohol on the ground mixed with whatever kind of bodily fluid they got going on. It stinks. That's my only request. What do y'all think? Because I don't like smelling these smells. I like to go to a place where it smells nice and it don't have to be smelling like roses outside. I'm not saying it's got to be smelling like, you know, a lily lily field. It don't got to smell like that. But I don't want to smell weed, crack, alcohol. Not very pleasant. Jay says, "Nah, we need this gas, bro." Hey, how about you smoke your gas over there? Smoke your gas in a place that's not crowded with people. Or at least if you got kids around, be a little courteous. You got little kids and you smoking the reefers, blowing the weed smoke all in their face. That's not very nice. Now, this is going to be Vienna, okay, over in Europe. Now, speaking about smells, I wonder how this smells.
منو هذا؟ سوق تسحب هذا. لك بالعلامة ما كنت تسوق خرابي قاد.
So I'm hearing Arabic. It looks like Egypt or some Middle East somewhere. But again, this is Vienna. This is Austria, Europe. But I can't tell. It sounds like every third person that you hear speaking some kind of version of Arabic. Farsi, Arabic, whatever they got going on. But you're in Europe. And you see, this is how your society is going to fall. If the people who built the society up to be what it is are no longer there, then you're toast. Vivek, this is kind of what they're talking about with you, bro, because although you're not Arabic, it don't matter. The point is that the United States was built black and white. If those groups are pushed away, what's going to be the result? And people understand that inherently. They know it. They get it. Now, if you want to be on the same page and you want to adopt our culture, that's cool. Fantastic. Which is why you need to go out there and just show and prove. Rather than trying to change minds who's saying, hey, you shouldn't be mad at me because I'm not. Nah, go out there and show and prove. So that you are not going to be someone who brings society down to this. That's pretty much what you got to do. Let's keep going. All right, where we at? This is going to be Paris. You got German girls going to their hotel in Paris, and what they see on the way shocks them. Let's check it out.
Bucht, unser Hotel ist direkt hier rechts, ne? Nein. Doch. Nein. Doch. Du musst Papa anrufen, der muss hier anrufen. Ach du Scheiße.
Now, I'm going to turn this down. You could just read the captions to see what they're talking about. But look at all this in Paris. If I was to go to Paris and see this, ABL, that's how some cities are. It's just a city. Okay. Well, how about I don't go to that city? There are some places where it does not look like third world. Not everywhere looks like this. Now, as I've said before, Paris has been like this for a while now. Paris has been a dump for centuries, but this, I think, is just a new level. It wasn't always this way, but now it is. If this is going to be one of your major cities, one of your tourist attractions, one of your Eastern European, not Western European strongholds, but it's looking like LA. And a lot of the West is looking like that. It's like a virus. Go to Vienna, go to Paris, go to UK, go to Los Angeles, go to New York even. Go to these places and they're beginning to look like that, especially Los Angeles. Good grief. LA is so bad. It really is. I've been there twice. And the second time I went, it looked worse than the first one. Matter of fact, LA looked just like this. That's pretty much what I saw. Tents, garbage in the gutter. It's like the beginning of a third world place. You're wondering how a place like Bangladesh has rivers of garbage flowing around and anybody doing nothing about it. It starts somewhere, and it starts just like this. And if the behavior is not corrected, if the people are not improving over a period of time, it'll look just like Bangladesh or any other third world place with garbage everywhere. Tenelo in San Francisco, yep, same thing. Same exact thing. If I didn't tell you that was Paris, you probably would guess United States because we got places to look just like that, unfortunately. Okay, now look, this is over in UK. You got a Christian event, a Christian Christmas event in UK, and the security is pretty tight, or the measures they're taking to prevent a terror attack are pretty tight. I wonder why. We all know why. But let's check it out right quick. There's quite a bit going on. We got bollards, we got cars, everything. Check it out.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're just here for the Christmas Christian concert. And look, they've got, what is that, about 7 riot vans for a Christmas concert. How fucking ridiculous. Mad, isn't it?
7 riot bands, bollards on the ground, like right here, so you can't drive your vehicle through it and commit a terror attack. This is what happens when you bring in people that don't have your same culture at all. When you are a Christian place and you're bringing in Muslims, there will be violence. That's just the bottom line. And again, I don't want to sit here and say that all Muslims are bad, that all Muslims are violent, but there will be violence when you have them come together. And it's not just in UK. In Nigeria, same thing been going on for a long time. Boko Haram attacking the Christians. Because in the north, you got the Christians, south, you got the Muslims in Nigeria. Where they converge, the line of demarcation is violence. The Rohingya over in Myanmar on the border of Bangladesh, they are marginalized and all this kind of stuff because they're Muslim and they commit terror attacks. I told y'all before, the violence with the Rohingya, the terror attacks from the so-called persecuted Rohingya got so bad, the monks had to come out of the mountain and fight them. These dudes got the bald head, the robe, all of that. Fighting. And the monks don't do no fighting. They are peaceful. They're in the monastery or whatever they call it. They're just studying. In their temple studying. They had to come out the temple, bald head, flip-flops, robes, all of that to fight the Muslims. That's just the truth. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to try to find that video right quick. I got to find that because I want you guys to see it. It was something else. I was kind of shocked when I saw it, but then again, I was not, because it just kind of underlines what a lot of us have been saying for a very long time. Hold on here. Let me see. There we go. That might be it right there. So look, it's guys looking like this. Guys looking like, look, bald head, robe, all of that.
They openly tried.
So if you didn't hear, or if you couldn't understand what he was saying, obviously different language, he's saying that the Muslims are engaging in jihad, they're committing terror attacks. Okay, and you can see him. Hold on. I mean, what more can I say? What more can I say? So yeah, shout out to the monks having to come out of the mountain, out of their temple and fight because you got Muslims committing terror attacks. Crazy, ain't it? But hey, you're not surprised, are you? You're not surprised at all. All right. Now, let's stay overseas. This is going to be, I believe, what they call it, the prime minister. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. Australia. The prime minister, yes, Anthony Albanese of Australia. You remember the terror attack on Bondi Beach where the Muslims, again, shot a bunch of Jews. What was it, like 10, 15 people died? Rest in peace, prayers out to the family. he wants to do another gun buyback like they did many years ago to solve the problem. Now, maybe, just maybe, there's another issue you got going on in your country aside from the guns. I don't think it's that. And actually, if your citizenry were able to have guns, if they were encouraged to have guns, then maybe they could have fought back a little bit more effectively. Because the police couldn't do anything. Hey, check it out. Mr. Albanese, what happens next time that there's a terror attack? Because it's going to happen again, unfortunately. I don't want it to happen, knock on wood, but it's going to happen again. You got a place where you got Christians or any other non-Muslims and Muslims, it's going to be a terror attack. What will you do then? The police were hiding, cowering from the event. If the citizens don't have guns and the police refuse to help, you're totally helpless. Let's watch some of this, shall we?
We expect hundreds of thousands of firearms will be collected and destroyed through this scheme. Consistent with the approach that was taken in 1996, the government is proposing that states and territories will be responsible for the collection, processing and payment to individuals for surrendered firearms. The Australian Federal Police will then be responsible for the destruction of these firearms. We expect...
So, is that a good thing to do? Does that make any sense? Is that the appropriate response? Okay, we just had a terror attack, 10 to 15 shot killed on the beach. Okay, let's do a gun buyback. A gun buyback, is that going to work? Do you think criminals are going to release their guns? Do you think, let's just do this. Walk with me here. If you were to announce this before the terror attack happened, do you think the people who did that would have sold their guns to you? Do you think they would have given the guns up, or would they have just kept their guns, not sold them back, and still did a terror attack? I'm trying to figure it out. And this is a recent video, because the article is right here. It says, Albanese Labor government will establish national gun buyback scheme. This is yesterday, Friday, December the 19th, 2025. So this is a very recent thing that they put out after the actual terror attack happened on Bondi Beach in Australia. I think my way of going about things make more sense. Arm the public, teach them to defend themselves. Because if you don't, the next time an event happens, they'll be totally helpless. Now, this was kind of a story that went under the radar. Over in Taipei, Taiwan, did you guys see that? This guy right here, look at this guy. Went straight video game mode, throwing smoke grenades, and went on a stabbing spree. He killed 3 people, and then he died because when they were chasing him, the authorities, he jumped from a department store window and fell to the ground and died. But take a look at this, because this scenario would have played out much differently if it was in the USA. Watch this. So what do? Listen, first of all, if I see some dweeb throwing smoke grenades, off the rip, my gun is out. Off the rip. Look, this ain't Metal Gear Solid. This ain't Final Fantasy. This is real life, bro. You throwing smoke grenades just for no reason. And where are the instincts of people to defend themselves? Just kind of sitting around like, in America, a homeless dope fiend would have smoked him off the rip just for no reason. Just because he's doing some erratic stuff, they would have hit him off the rip. And then the knife gets, look at the knife. The knife is out. Now, obviously, in a place like Taiwan, you cannot have no knife out there like that. You can't have guns, but a knife like this, obviously, you can't do that. Now, when he begins his journey walking across the street with the knife, the crowd sitting there just kind of like chilling, like, where is the sense of urgency? It doesn't exist. And then he gets to slashing and dashing people. They still kind of not really moving. He goes in the actual store and now they come running out. No one can defend themselves. Everybody just trying to run for cover. And that's going to be what happens when you don't have any weapons in a society where someone goes crazy. The police cannot be there all the time to protect you. You cannot protect yourself. So what do you do? What do you do? Hey, man, nah. In America, no. Like, hey, do that in Atlanta, Georgia. He would have been Swiss cheese immediately. Right there on the street, he would have been Swiss cheese. I feel comfortable when I go to Atlanta, Dallas, anywhere, any city that has gun rights. When I see people having their guns on them in public, open carry, I feel so comfortable. I feel very comfortable. When I don't see that, I'm like, uh-oh, it might go down, and anybody gonna do nothing to actually stop it. Hey, but that was over in Taiwan. All right, that is in Taiwan. Now, speaking about different countries, migrants, let's come back to the United States, talk about immigration. Here's a good video. She's saying, hey, I don't hate illegal immigration because I hate the people. I hate it for these reasons. Let's watch.
I don't hate illegal immigration because I hate people. I hate illegal immigration because I hate sex trafficking. I hate organized crime. I hate drug trafficking. Do you know how many times people have been caught posing as parents, but were recorded bringing over hundreds of kids month after month? No verification, no protection. I hate illegal immigration because while crime rates drop in Mexico, ours rise, especially in trafficking, because organized crime doesn't disappear at the border. We invite it in. I hate illegal immigration because foreign governments have literally emptied prisons and psych wards and sent those people here so they don't have to pay the cost, and we do. This is about crimes against humanity being allowed because Americans don't enforce their own laws. If you hate the abuse of children, if you hate trafficking, if you hate organized crime, then you should hate illegal immigration too.
Very well said. Very, very well said. Hey, that was perfectly said. And that right there is something that should be shown to everybody. Hey, show it in public schools, private schools, put it on a jumbotron, because it's not about the people. Because the left will say you guys are racist and hate brown people. Nah, it's not about that. It's about I hate the criminality. I hate the illegality. Because if I or any of you guys do anything illegal in the country, you're going to be held accountable. But when talking about illegal immigration, we invite criminality right onto our country. And why do we want to have that happen? We got criminals and crazies here already. We got domestic, homegrown crazy people in America. Why bring in more of the crime? Why allow them to empty their prisons onto us? That's not what we are here for. We're not a trash can. We're not a recycling center. We're not any of that. We are a country with laws, with rules, with sovereignty. Or we should be. But yeah, shout out to her. Very well said. Here's Mark Ruffalo, a celebrity.
It's not.
Y'all might not know who he is. Maybe you recognize him. Young folks, who is that? Let's just watch what he says, shall we? He says it's not immigrants, it's the billionaires. I don't know how we're going to tie that together, but let's see what he does.
It's not the immigrants, it's the billionaires. Well, we're seeing what's happening. First of all, we're understanding that the immigrants aren't the criminals. If you look at the statistics, most of the crimes that are committed in this country are by white people, that non-immigrants, and they add to our economy by the billions. And so for every horrible thing that you have to go through in life, you get an equal gift in return. And the gift of this time is that we get to see who the true villains are. We get to see who's really making our lives unbearable and who's making us so desperate. It's not the immigrants, it's the billionaires. And it's time to take our country back from that extreme wealth that has its hands all over the power of the nation and become a beautiful, burgeoning democracy that works for the people, not just the very wealthy. America is us, this incredible panoply of different kinds of people. Be brave, man. We live in the land of land of the free and the home of the brave. But if you want to be free, you better be brave.
All right, there we go. Now, what's funny about guys like this is that they are funny with their words. It's the billionaires and the very wealthy. What that meant when he said that was, I'm a millionaire. I got plenty of money. I'm doing very well. I got a luxurious lifestyle, but it's not about me. Yes, I'm rich, but I'm not that rich. That's what that is. It's just like Bernie Sanders. Remember at one point, Bernie Sanders would say, the millionaires and the billionaires are the problem with this country. When he became a millionaire, when he had this house over there, that house over there, from what, who knows, probably being in Congress, insider trading as they always do. But when he became a millionaire, then it was just about the billionaires and not millionaires anymore. You see what I'm saying? Really, it's misdirection. Furthermore, immigrant. Again, I and many others, I would say the majority of us are not anti-immigration. We are anti-illegal immigration. You can't just conflate it together. If you came here the right way and did the right thing, you are not in the same category as somebody who came over here illegally, as a drug runner, as a gun runner. You're not the same. So don't conflate these issues. And don't try to remove yourself from the wealthy conversation, Mark Ruffalo, because you got money as well. I mean, it might not be that much money because when's your last movie? I have no idea. But you're not on a level of a regular, everyday normie in this country. So just say that. But yeah, hey, shout out to the legal immigrants. I got no problem. You following the law, doing things lawfully, that's fantastic. When you break the law, that's when I got a problem because you can do whatever you want and we can't. That ain't really what we want. And also, the criminal element will be there when you breaking the law. You're breaking the law already, so that's part of the criminal element. And those who have no issue breaking the law will bring more than just that law they're breaking. They're going to bring an entire culture of criminality. Very simple. Is he a blame the J kind of person? Oh, okay, one of them. It's so funny because he got money. It's funny when I hear a wealthy person, a rich guy, blaming the Jews because their thought process is, or what they'll tell you is, they got all the money, they pull the strings. Okay, if they got the money, they control the money, how did you get the money? Make that make sense for me, actually. Make it make sense. Tucker Carlson, you got all this money, but how'd you get it? Is it just from Qatar, or is it from or do you have other money? If you got ads on your show, where did the ad money come from? Let's Tucker, Candace, everybody, let's just keep it all the way real. You know that I know what's really going on. Anyway, let's keep rocking here. Let's keep rocking and rolling. I'm gonna let it play. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just let it play.
Hi, I'm a 34-year-old trans girl, okay? And sorry, my makeup is a little smudged. Caroline Levitt's 28? I'm not saying hate age is a bitch, but damn. Ugh. Bitch out here looking 45 at 28. God damn.
Okay, first of all, why she gotta be the B word? Why you gotta cuss at her like that? But that's typical Transformers, always hating women. That's the main thing. But that's in reference to the Vanity Fair picture from earlier. Let me show you guys that right quick, if I can. But these guys, hey, you see him, right? Okay, you see what's going on here with this fella. Now, you guys let me know if he looks better than Caroline in this picture. And again, it's an up close picture. Is that in the third? Okay. But even in this picture, even in this photograph right here, I don't think that fine gentleman on a train looking like Count Dracula, I don't think he looks better than Caroline. All right. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments. I don't think Count Dracula looks better than Caroline Levitt, even with the crazy close-up. All right. Let's keep moving here.
I'm hoping.
If you are a Trump voter, do you regret your decision? Now, me, of course, I don't regret my decision. I feel like I did the right thing 3 times. 16, 20, and 24. I did the exact right thing that I should have done. I have 0 regrets. I think those who voted for Biden in 20 have regrets. I've heard quite a bit of that. But I have no regrets. Some are going to be displeased with some things that Trump is doing or some things that he's not doing. But overall, I think the majority of us who voted for Trump don't have regrets. We would not vote for Kamala because that was the choices. You had to go for President Trump or Kamala Harris. And we know Kamala is not smart, unintelligent, a few trees short of a forest. We know that about Kamala. So the choice was pretty clear. And I think that if Kamala became the president, there would have been a lot of crying, a lot of regrets, a lot of mental health issues as a result of her getting in office. But let's hear from her about the situation, shall we?
That everyone that voted for Trump is regretting their decision now. This was literally posted to the White House Instagram page. Before you start to generalize these human beings as criminals, what about the 1,500 people that Donald Trump pardoned that are criminals? Some of those people have even broke the law since he pardoned them 2 days ago. Also, I keep seeing the argument on here that it was Antifa and the FBI that actually started the violence in the Capitol. Then why would Donald Trump have pardoned 1,500 Antifa people? Trump also signed an executive order to stop federal funding to any organizations that offer abortion services. My mother's a social worker. I want to say this clearly so you understand. All of the places and organizations that offer abortion services also offer normal doctor visits.
Listen, the abortion services is just abortion. Like Planned Parenthood, they could say, oh, we got all these services. Planned Parenthood would go in there and give you a pamphlet of all of what they do. But if not for that key, the baby deletion, they would not ever be there because you get other places like free clinics, hospitals, etc., urgent care that do the exact same thing you're talking about, not just a baby deletion place.
Vaginal exams, testing, so many different offers and services that people that are below the poverty line rely on. Do you believe that people that are below the poverty line shouldn't have access to their doctor's appointments? Well, Trump also wants to stop people from getting gender reassignment surgeries. When could the government tell us what surgeries we can get? If I want to chop off my boobs or get a boob job, it's nobody's concern.
Well, it would be a concern if we got to pay for it. That's the key. Yeah, we got that's the main issue. Also, if you're underage, I don't think that someone who's underage should be able to get surgery like that because we're not talking about allowing high school girls like under 18 to get breast implants. I hope not. God forbid we don't do nothing like that. So if that's not a thing, then why would they be able to be 12 years old and get some kind of surgery? You want to be an adult and you want to pay for your surgery, knock yourself out. But if you're a minor, 0 chance, whether you pay for it or not, absolutely not. And if you are of age and you're able to get the surgery, it should not be a thing that we pay for as a taxpayer.
Just like how any surgeries that anybody wants to make themselves more comfortable and confident in their body is none of his concern. So why does it matter so much to him? And if it matters to you, why does it matter so much to you? He said he wanted to deport 20 million undocumented immigrants. There are only 16 million estimated to be in the United States.
Okay, now you're just reading the script. Now you getting little, you got little certain. I'm gonna tell you what I see with some of these people. Some people are just, you can tell she's reading right here. It might have been a script that she was sent. She could be a popular person. So she gets a little knocky knock, a little phone call. Hey, it's funny because I get accused of getting the call, but they get the call. Hey, we're gonna send you a nice little script. You want you to do it in your own voice. Make sure you say certain key words, because if you don't, then you could be held legally liable. Okay, estimated 16 million. You sound like you're getting Democratic Party talking points straight from Washington, D.C., but maybe I'm wrong.
Estimated to be in the United States. Where are the additional 4 million coming from?
There's more than 16 million, 20 million. It's probably closer to 40, 50 million. And that's on the low end. When Biden was in office, the border was completely open. And the humans flowed in like water from a faucet into a sink. They just flowed in. We don't know the exact number, but we could just make an estimate. I say at least 40 million. What do y'all think? Do y'all think 40, 50 million, 20 million, 16 million? Either way it goes, you're talking about somebody that's being fed points that she wants to feed us, but we don't believe it anymore. So nice try. Hey, you know what? On that Chinese app, it might work because they don't know anything, but over here, ain't gonna work. Okay, now, speaking about migrants, we're going to New York City. Would you guys eat food from this particular food cart? Yes, food cart, not a food truck, not a food bus, not a restaurant, but a food cart. Check it out.
Supermarket cart grill is on fire, viral. Look at the line. Look at the line. I told y'all. Look at the line. She feeding everybody, making sure everybody's good. Nah, I ain't doing that. You respect this woman. Anyway, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the, yo, but she got competition now on the other side. Look.
So, would you guys eat any foods from this particular shopping cart out in the street in New York City? Now, first of all, I don't know what kind of food you cooking. I don't know where the meat came from. It ain't no water nowhere near around here. So how is it hygienic at all? How are you washing your hands? You got gloves on, but your gloves get dirty too. You see, I know what it's like to prep food. I know when you get gloves and you've been handling other things, you could cross-contaminate. So you got to change your gloves often. You got to wash your hands often. That was the thing that we always did. If you're in a place where there's no water and cooking food, your stomach might be hey, you better have a bulletproof iron stomach because it's going to get real crazy. Hey, all it takes is a little bit of cross-contamination, a little bit of bacteria in there, and you done for. And again, what kind of meat is that? That could be cat, rat, dog. You never know what's going on. But some of y'all are adventurous like that. Would you eat food from that cart? Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I'm good, bro. Hey, don't worry about it. Somebody would say, hey, ABL, man, come to this food cart, man. Food cart. If I pull up and you got an Aldi shopping cart with some foil on it and some mystery meat with no soap, no water, no nothing, I'm good, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Hey, no ice, nothing. Just straight meat from the ground. Hey, it could be a cat just walking around. Hey, it get caught up, skinned, and throw right there on the grill. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. There you go, right there. That's what Trump was talking about right there. You got a pet cart with straight fresh pets on there. Anyway, let's keep rocking and rolling here.
Breaking
now, LA. What's going on with this haze? Is a haze still there? So apparently, there's like this toxic kind of fog or haze that has all kind of stuff in it coating the West Coast. Now, is it still there? I don't know. This is a few days ago, but let's watch this.
Breaking news, a thick layer of radiation fog is covering Central California, leaving more than 13 million people stranded. The phenomenon called radiation fog is unrelated to nuclear radiation, but it creates an equally dangerous situation. A thick layer of fog forms when the ground cools rapidly after sunset, compressing the air close to the ground like putting a lid on a pot of steaming water. The result, all the car exhaust, agricultural dust, industrial emissions, and PM2. 5 particles are trapped right where people breathe. Health experts warn that this can cause a sudden increase in asthma symptoms, coughing, chest pain, and even heart problems. From Sacramento to Fresno, Bakersfield, Oakland, millions of people are living in a fog compressed between 2 layers of air, cold below and warm above. And while this air cap remains open, pollution can build up exponentially. Local hospitals have been reporting a surge in new emergency cases.
And the fog is cold as well. This is an AI voice, I believe, narrating this.
And the weather agency has been issuing very high-risk warnings to the public. Is this just a short-term seasonal warning or a sign of more complex environmental changes to come?
the voice sounds robotic to a certain extent, but I think they'll be able to improve it as time progresses. But what they're not going to be able to do, I think, is the wit, the humor, all that kind of stuff that goes with it. All it's going to do is be able to read what is being told. Now, if the AI all of a sudden becomes fully autonomous, it could just be witty and humorous and create an avatar for itself, then at that point, man, you're talking about influencers, it's going to be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. Unless you're talking about like podcast stuff like that. If you can have AIs create avatars for themselves and speak with humor, wit, sharp, non-robotic, and they could do like a podcast type setting, I don't know what you're going to do. That's going to be really hard to compete with. But anyway, have you guys experienced that over on the West Coast? The fog, all the stuff on your vehicle? Because what it does is not just the cold and it like, if you got a car, you're driving in it, it'll leave like a layer of filth on your vehicle. Have you guys experienced that? I'll tell you what, man. If I got to go through the mist like that movie, hey man, I don't know what's going on. Now this is going to be Disneyland, Southern California, and the mist was out there. the mist was out there, and they're trying to have a fireworks show, but the mist is so thick they can't really see it.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
So you see what's going on. I'm going to turn that sound off, but you can't see too much because you just got this fog. You're not able to see the individual lights. You're just seeing big flashes of light because that's kind of the effect that the fog gives it. So yeah, that's going to be an L for Disneyland out there in California. And don't let it be the fire happening. That's even worse. If you get the fog, then you get the fire. See, the West Coast, that's the only thing about it. It's the extreme weather. You guys don't have hurricanes or tornadoes, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you do in the mountains, but no hurricanes. And it doesn't rain that much. But when you do get crazy weather, earthquakes, fires, the mist, I don't like it. This is going to be Ralph's. What's it, like a convenience store, grocery store, or something like this? And they got these areas gated off. And you want to get some Tide Pods, you want to get some deodorant, something like that. Well, hey, you got to come through this little gate right here to get your items. Let's get some sound. Let's get some sound. Let it rock.
Capitalism is evil. When did they put this up?
I think just recently.
Like, what is this? Capitalism is evil.
Is it capitalism or is it criminality? That's the problem. Because I don't have things like this in my neck of the woods. We could just go into the Tide Pod aisle and get Tide Pods. It's not that serious. Okay? We have like glass in the convenience stores, gas stations. Some of them, depending on where you at. But I've never seen anything like this in the grocery store. Yeah, that's not capitalism. It's called, you got a crime problem. All right. And it's probably California or somewhere where you don't get prosecuted for stealing. You can steal anything below $1,000 and it's like not even a crime. So the companies have no choice but to put up barriers to prevent the theft. Because when the theft happens, there's nothing that's done. There's no punishment. There's no incentive to, there's no reason to not steal. If you're a thief, then it's just no barrier. There's no nothing. Go out there, take whatever you want, and it's fine. All right, now saying about California, homeless college students, speaking about homeless college students are being given exclusive campus parking lots so they can sleep in their cars at night. I'm not making it up. Dorms, nah. Off-campus apartments, nah. Your car to sleep in, yeah. Hey, they're getting you ready to be a California resident because you might end up homeless in your car. They might as well just bring the crack pipe right to your actual window at night. Knock on your door. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, we see you in your car going to school. That's great. Here, hey, take this. You'll enjoy it. There you go. Let's watch.
Homeless college students have this exclusive campus parking lot so they can sleep in their cars at night. And in California, there's been multiple bills that want this at your college also. This is Long Beach City College. The program here also offers these students showers, Wi-Fi, food, and all-night security. It also has referral programs for jobs and to find more permanent housing. Around 70 students at this college sleep in their cars at night. California has become so unaffordable that last year, 1 in 4 community college students reported homelessness and 10% of state school students reported homelessness. I talked to one of these students here who does Uber Eats while also going to classes. She's also juggling multiple job interviews. I really need to express this. What you see here is not laziness. What you're seeing here is years of failed state policies when it's so expensive or difficult to build housing in the state. These are people trying to pursue a higher education with whatever means they can, even in these conditions, to hopefully obtain a better life. I've also been told by multiple people here that they've seen success stories through this program and have seen people get back up on their feet. Over the past 2 years, 2 bills have been introduced to make this a statewide program required at all community and state colleges. California is one of the best places on earth, but you know it's been a bad few years when your state's best solutions to its problems start looking dystopia.
So what do y'all think? Would you pay to go to a college where you got to be homeless in your car? Okay, now I understand maybe the thought process is they probably were already struggling, already homeless, and then they're given a safe space to be homeless at the school. But in my opinion, it just kind of prepares you to be homeless. It puts a thought in your mind that it's not that bad to be homeless, live in your car. It's okay. I don't think that's a good thing. I think if I'm going to pay for school or get a grant or whatever to go to a school, I got to have somewhere to live. So I probably would just leave California. What about y'all? Do you think that it makes sense to have this program for those who are struggling, can't find a place to live or whatever, to be able to sleep in their car on campus at college? What do y'all think? Yay or nay? For me, it's a no. If you're going to school and paying at the same time being homeless, I don't see how it makes any sense. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan. Joanne says, I don't see why they doing this at community college. Anybody can afford community college fees. That's what I'm saying. And there's also grants and everything else. So the whole idea of being homeless, I don't really get. And then also I think that you're probably going to invite a bunch of drug addiction. If someone's already homeless before they go, they may be battling with an addiction problem, which is the ultimate issue. Going to school is not going to fix their addiction problem. Being able to camp in their campus, being able to camp on their campus is not going to help their drug addiction if that's what's going on. AMG says, decades ago, I slept in storage rooms on campus because I could not afford a dorm and room and the classes, no way to move back home and do local college. Well, that could be an issue. But I never thought that would be something that I would do when I was, a young man, be homeless. I never thought that would be an issue. And if anything, I could just get a loan and live on a dorm. I'd rather would be in debt having a loan and live in the dorm than to be homeless while going to school. That's just my humble opinion. But hey, everybody's different. And also being homeless in Los Angeles is different than being homeless in Virginia. It's not going to snow and hurricanes not going to happen, but you're still homeless. All right. Now, this is what you get. If you have a home in Los Angeles, you're going to pay $3,000 for an apartment and you're going to get scenes like this to play out. Let's watch. So you got this old man or dope fiend or whatever out there just screaming, cussing for no reason. And, it's one thing to have that and to hear it and to be kind of an annoyance. But what happens is guys like that, at any moment, they could become dangerous, just turn up on you. They could just do any random act of violence for no reason. All right. You don't want that to be going on and get naked in the woods. It's not safe. I don't know. LA, I couldn't do it. If you guys live in LA, hey, if you guys live in Los Angeles, my hat's off to you. My hat's off to you because it's got to be a dangerous environment. expensive rat race. Shout out to y'all out there in Los Angeles. Shout out to y'all. Now, back to a retail store, Home Depot. The issue about the penny. This has been a problem because right when they said they're going to stop producing the penny, I'm like, uh-oh, we got a problem because people still pay cash. So if there's no pennies, how do you get the exact change? You got to do something. You got to round up or round down. Now, what you're not going to do is round down. If I'm paying in cash and the change includes a penny and you don't have pennies, you cannot round down because you're taking money from me. I'm not going to give you a penny, 2 pennies to go to research for nothing. I don't care. Hey, if I'm at the front of the line, I'm checking out, and then the total is $20.99. $20.99. Do you want to round up for charity? No, I don't. I do not want to round up that 1 cent for charity. I sure don't. Nope. And it'll be on the iPad. Do you want to round up for starving kids in Africa? I sure don't. Boop. That's how it's going to be. Anyway, my man right here says that they tried to round him down because there was no pennies, and he refused. Let's watch.
Okay, people. I just came out of Home Depot, bought some stuff. My change was $10.51. They rounded it down. The girl tried to give me $10.50. I asked where my penny was because that's my money. She said, we don't have pennies. We round it down. I said, nope, you either take this stuff back or you go get your manager. I want my money. Corporate's not keeping their customers' money. You want to round? You round up. Manager came over and she said, we don't have pennies, sir. I was like, well, then you're going to give me a nickel. And she looked at me. I was like, nope, that's my money. You don't keep my money. That's stealing from me. So she said, give him the money. Give him a nickel. Don't argue with him. So I made him give me my nickel. So you either give me a penny or you round up. There's hundreds of millions of pennies still out on the market. There's no excuse for this. They just stopped making them. People, don't let them keep your money. It's yours.
I agree with that 100%. I agree. Nah, don't round down. I ain't tell you to round down. You gonna take my penny from me? Nah. If you don't have pennies, that's fine. We'll round up. Give me more than what you owe if you can't give me the exact change. Don't round down, round up. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So what do y'all think? Good on him? Yes, good on him. But ultimately, how long are we going to have cash in society? I think that might be the ultimate plan here, is to be a cashless society. But also, what he said about there being plenty of pennies in circulation is correct. So I think some stores are just trying to literally be penny pinchers. That's what they're just trying to save money. Oh, we don't have any more pennies. Okay, whatever. Because normally most people, when you say something like that, when you just round down, they take it. And it's like, okay, I'll just take it. They don't expect you to speak up and say something. If you speak up, if you say something, they're probably going to comply with you. But your average person would just take it. And also, most people don't even really pay with cash anymore. It's all credit cards and debit cards and everything else. No actual cash money. All right, let's keep rocking here. Let's keep rocking and rolling here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, speaking about monies here.
Okay.
This woman saw a receipt from an illegal alien, and it has a lot of EBT money on it. Let's watch.
So me and my husband just left Fry's, and we just got our, $60 in cash. It's like 2 bags worth of groceries, and the person in front of us left their receipt.
Hold on, is it an illegal alien? Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. I almost said the wrong thing here. Okay, she's saying it's an illegal alien, but maybe or maybe not. Either way, there's quite a bit of money on their balance for EBT. Let's watch. Let's start from the top.
Okay, so me and my husband just left Fry's, and we just got our, $60 in cash. It's like 2 bags worth of groceries, and the person in front of us left their receipt. Didn't speak a lick of English, so assumed that they were not, they're probably illegal, because you gotta learn the language to get citizenship, right? But I was like, whatever, free receipt, because I have one of those receipt scanner things. And then I look at the receipt. My husband's pretty pissed, because on this receipt, they buy nothing but wine and soda, but they have an $1,800 food stamp balance. $1,800 food stamp balance. What the hell? You tell me immigrants aren't getting food stamps, but this immigrant has $1,897.37 as their balance. Their balance. It's their balance. It's what they have left.
Next time a liberal representative fucking goes on TV and tells you this shit ain't happening, you can call bullshit on it. Or your fucking stupid fucking liberal friend tells you that this can't happen or something. There you go. I'm paying for it. We're paying for this shit. So, yeah, we shouldn't be happy about this. We should be fucking going insane about this shit. I am. I'm fucking losing my mind. I can't fucking believe that we are paying for these motherfuckers. We can't get shit. We can't get any help at all. And these motherfuckers are sitting there $1,800.
He works. It's just...
So look, hardworking Americans, working hard every day, fingers to the bone, paying taxes, and then where's tax money going? Illegal aliens. People don't speak no English at all. And it's like, well, what are we doing? We need help. We are contributing to society. We're actually going out there and working every day, going hard, not on these government benefits, but our tax money, which keeps going up. They want more and more and more of the tax money, but it goes to those who are not even here legally. So it's like, what's going on? Again, as I said before, a study came out from congressional Republicans and it said that we spend $450 billion with a B, 450 billion U.S. American cold hard cash dollars on illegal immigration per year. At least in 2024, we did that. 24, 23, 21, 450 billion a year from the taxpayer. And that was just one more example of it. And that's not even the big balance. $1,800. We've seen balances of more than that from illegal aliens. We know how the whole game goes all over the country with people and regular Americans gaming the system. But when you want to work hard, pay taxes, hey man, keep working and pay them to do nothing. And the free healthcare, that's something else. Yep, free healthcare, free, everything. My question to those who say this is a good thing because they work, at a certain point, they don't work. And the more free things they get, the more they're not going to work. And as a matter of fact, there was a good way to explain this. When you keep giving people things for free, the incentive to do anything goes out of the window. Let's check it out.
So I just find it odd that we're not allowed to feed animals in national parks because then they might stop foraging for food and just become dependent upon people's handouts. Maybe that's the problem with food stamps. You know what I mean? Now they're not even looking for a job because they don't have to work because they don't need to work to feed their family. Everybody else will do it for them. So
exactly, 100% correct. It's like, look, when you don't have the ability to just go get food for free or things for free, you apply yourself, you work hard, you have a strategy to be able to go out there and get it. You got to work to be able to get the thing. But when there's no work required to get a thing, then there's no incentive to work. The incentive is sit in your high parts, do nothing, watch TV, get fat, be 800 pounds in your bed because why not? It's all free. But if you got to go out there and work for everything you get, it's a little bit different. You'll think about it differently. and you're going to behave accordingly. So yeah, he was right on point. Right on point. Hey, we can't feed the wild animals because now all they're going to do is just wait for us. And then also you feeding them all kind of crazy stuff they shouldn't be eating. Their natural state is to go out there and forage for themselves. But when you remove people from that natural state, they're going to do things that are not helpful in society. Not helpful at all. Okay, now she says, hey, why worry about illegal immigration? Why worry about the illegal immigrants or whoever? Why worry about people buying soda, candy, chips with EBT benefits? Because why do you care? Let's watch.
People on food stamps are buying chips and soda. Oh my gosh, and billionaires are buying kids. Billionaires are buying kids. We have bigger things to worry about.
Okay, so billionaires are buying kids. Well, okay. I think we can all agree that human trafficking is wrong, which is funny because a lot of the people that would say something like this also believe in illegal immigration, which brings human trafficking, and a lot of billionaires buy kids that way through the southern border illegally, but different story. You can say that and that's okay. I think we all agree with that. But it's also important to regulate the things that are being given from the government to people because it comes from the taxpayer. And if the taxpayer is going to pay for a thing, then it needs to make sense. Why would we give you all these things that are going to harm you so we can turn around and have to treat you on a taxpayer dime as well? Okay, we're going to feed you all this bad stuff, make you sick, and then once you get sick, the taxpayer, again, is on the hook. The taxpayer is on the hook for the thing that made you sick and for your treatment. It doesn't make any sense. It don't really add up. It doesn't add up. And if you actually want to buy these big bag snacks, how about rather than buying the processed food already made, you just make your own? You can still go to the store and buy ingredients to get these things outside of the process. You can't buy ho-hos, ding-dongs, et cetera, the prepackaged, pre-made, processed goodies, but you can make it. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's watch this right quick. She pretty much, the oracle here, shout out to her. I'm just playing. But she pretty much said it right on point.
Oh, you guys. Nobody's saying that your kids can't have cookies and cakes if you're getting food stamps. You can still buy flour and sugar and eggs and oil and baking powder and cinnamon and vanilla. Oh.
You can still buy all those things. If you cannot buy a bag of cookies, a bag of big bag processed high fructose corn syrup, diabetes, if you can't buy that from the store, okay, well, buy the individual ingredients. Make baking great again. Say it right there on the screen. Make baking great again. Make cooking great again. I'd much rather you bake a cake than to go buy some processed, ultra processed, terrible high fructose corn syrup, xanthan gum, preservatives. I would much rather you bake a cake with ingredients than to go out there and buy that if you're going to have some kind of big back dessert or snack. And I think that if you did that, you would appreciate it more and you wouldn't eat so much of it. If it took you an hour, 2 hours, or whatever to make a cake, and you got to, you know how it is with cakes. You can't even go in the kitchen because if you stomp too hard, it'll fall. Go through that process of being able to make it. It'll make you appreciate it more, and you won't be so eager to hoard and gorge on it. I've never seen a 1,000-pound person cook all their food. I've never seen that. That's not a thing that what I always see is frozen dinners, colorful boxes in the cart. I see that in there. The processed food that is so easily accessible and bad is what causes the problems. And everybody knows it. All right, Epstein right quick before we keep on moving here. A Nothing Burger of epic proportions. Okay, this is going to be Scott Jennings on CNN talking about it.
Does seem fishy to me that Pam Bondi wanted to release all the files and all of a sudden she didn't, and then all of a sudden she has files to release, only 10% of them, 5% which are new, and they happen to only have photos of Bill Clinton. Explain to me why you think that Pam Bondi
Did you feel
was
that way
holding on so tight to the Bill Clinton photos.
Did you feel this way about the oversight Democrat document dump the other day when they put out a picture of Donald Trump at some unrelated issue and redacted faces of adult people who had nothing to do with Epstein at all? Did you feel that? Were you having righteous indignation?
Let me tell you, I actually believe that the only thing that they should be redacting are the faces of victims.
So you're mad at the Democrats on the Oversight Committee?
I think they should. I don't think that they should.
And the victims are mad at the Oversight Democrats.
I don't think that they should.
So if you guys have seen the Epstein files, quote unquote, it's a bunch of redactions, other things that are not in there. It's nothing. They keep trying to make this be a thing. It's like every single time it's like, okay, we're going to release something. We're going to release it. And then there's nothing. It's the same old empty vessel, the same old Geraldo's vault, the same old thing every single time. Why? Now, here is Kimmel talking to Kamala for some reason on his show about the Epstein files. Why did you guys not release it? Why did Trump release it?
Why didn't the Biden administration release those files? Was that something that they felt would look bad while they're running against this guy, or why didn't they come out during your administration?
To give you an answer that will not satisfy your curiosity, I will tell you, we, perhaps to our damage, but we strongly and rightly believed that there should be an absolute separation between what we wanted as an administration and what the Department of Justice did. We absolutely adhered to that, and it was right to do that. The Justice Department would make its decisions independent of any political or personal vendetta or concern that we may have. And that's the way it worked.
All right, we're going to take a break. Why?
Okay, so can anyone decipher that word salad for me? Did anybody get anything from that? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need a few more IQ points to understand what she said. Did y'all get anything from that? Y'all let me know. Okay, and again, that's Kamala Harris speaking to Jimmy Kimmel about why they didn't release the Epstein files. They had a chance. Because remember, it's so weird. It's all this pressure on Trump to release the Epstein files. Meanwhile, Biden was in there for 4 years, 2020 to 2024. They act like that time did not even happen. Like it's been Trump the entire time. Is it word salad? Okay, so there you go. There you go. And I see a comment about ABL and them frosted sugar cookies. Hey, listen, them frosted sugar cookies are kryptonite, but I gotta have them. I gotta have them. You know what I mean? I can't. Hey, man, if I go to your house and you have cookies with the frosted sugar on top, on the actual, the countertop, before I leave, they're going to be gone. Just know that. Just know that. Now, let's get to some of these pictures, shall we, from the Epstein files. Okay, now take a look. Y'all know who it is, Slick Willie. Slick Willie is like the star of the Epstein files, as you can see. You got a blurted out face. Now, what they said was that the faces of the censored are children or victims. So which one is it right here, Bill? Who's that's censored right here in the hot tub or pool or whatever with you? Okay, you got a few more young ladies in here. All right. Got a few more. Bill just doing his thing. Now we got Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton, Diana Ross, and the censored people are Evan Ross, that's Diana's son, who is Tracy Ellis Ross's brother, and he was also like a child star. He was on TV and stuff. And the two other boxes are Paris and Michael Jackson Jr., Michael's kids, his white kids, okay, who have zero DNA from Michael Jackson. You can't tell me these white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids have any of Michael's DNA. But anyway, different story. And there we go with Michael and Epstein. Michael, man, it's crazy how he's whiter than white people toward the end. The Wacko Jacko days. Now, this is going to be Epstein, Slick Willie, and I don't know who that is. Who is that? Is that Robin Williams? It looks like him, but I don't know who that is. Now, that's not Blanket. It was Michael Jackson Jr. Is that his name, Blanket? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. Nah, that's not Blanket. That's Prince. Because Michael had 3 kids, right? Hold on. Yeah, you got Prince, Paris, and Blanket. Or am I saying the wrong? Hold on. Yeah, okay. So Michael Jackson Jr. and then Michael Jackson II. It's 2 different people. Michael Jackson Jr. is Prince. Michael Jackson II is Blanket. But in the picture, it was the first boy, Prince, and Paris. Blanket was the other one who was not totally white. I don't know what he was, but he was not totally white or black. I don't know what he was. But anyway. So there goes Slick Willie again with a young lady. The funniest thing about this, people said that's Hillary Clinton right there. Do you think that's Hillary Clinton on his lap? Really? Bill is already old in the picture. And him and Hillary like the same age, pretty much. Do you think this young lady is Hillary Clinton? Be serious. It's probably one of the victims or a minor. But it is not Hillary at all. Like, let's not even. Okay. You got Mick Jagger, Slick Willie, unidentified person. Ghislaine and Mick Jagger. Slick Willie, Mick Jagger, Jeffrey Epstein, and others. This is a really creepy picture. You got 4 monitors set up. That's excessive. I have 2 monitors to do my stream, right? If you got 4 monitors and he ain't playing no video games, he not doing no live stream, why do you have 4 monitors on your desk? What's really going on here, Jeffrey Epstein? And as you can see, a piece of the infamous painting of Bill Clinton with a dress and heels on is right there in the corner. Okay. And then they're painting right there with Bill in the dress with the heels. Okay. And then we got Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker, what are you doing there, bro? What's going on? And there he is with Ghislaine Maxwell, and the plane's right there. Is that the infamous Lolita Express? Is that the plane right there? I hope not, Chris. Chris, I hope this is just pictures and you were not involved in anything crazy. I hope that's what's happening here, bro. Kevin Spacey, Bill Clinton, you know, the boys hanging out, boys being boys. And Winnie the Pooh with Epstein. I don't know who it is right there. But they're probably at Disney right here. So there you go. That's some of the Epstein Files pictures. We've already seen Trump with some of these people. But that's not what was released recently. The Trump pictures are old. It ain't really nothing. Susie Wild said that Trump was in the Epstein Files, but he didn't do anything crazy. And we all know that. Because if Trump did something crazy in the Epstein Files, we'd know about it. They were trying to do anything they could to get him out of office or to keep him out of office again in 2024, 2016, and 2020. So from those 3 elections, where they were so desperate to get him out of office, they would have shown the Epstein file thing right away. That would have been an easy attack. It would have been easy. They wouldn't have been worried about attacking Bill Clinton because he was not running, but they wanted to get Trump. So if there was anything in those files about Trump that was damaging, they'd have put it out, but it wasn't. So there we go. All right. That's pretty much that. Shout out to you guys again for being here. Hold on. Let's get to some super chats. Then we're going to get to some calls. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. Thank you to Apple Barker, All Puff Daddy, who says ABL's opinion on DC police chief's press conference. Thank you. Almost forgot. I almost forgot. I got it queued up right here. So let's play this one right quick, and then I get my 2 cents on it. All right. This is the DC police chief, Pamela Smith, leaving office, I believe. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. DC police chief. All right. Walked out ceremony. Yeah, farewell. So she's leaving, giving her farewell speech. So here's the speech. Let's check it out.
Never would I compromise my integrity. Never would I compromise 28 years in law enforcement for a few folk who couldn't stand to be held accountable. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again. So I'm going to the Bible when I say this to my haters. F you. The same folks who said in that report that they changed their numbers, and I did not. The report is very clear. I did not direct anyone. You should investigate those folks. Never would I.
Okay, so that's that. There was a story that came out about the DC police fudging the numbers to make things look better, to play down the crime statistics. And she's saying, look, I didn't do it. I never compromised myself like that. But look over there. Hey, my thing is this. If you can't say who did what, then you did it because you're the chief. Okay, name some names, point some fingers, start an investigation. If you can't say who did it, then you did it. And either way it goes, DC police, man, listen, a lot of these cities are run so badly. DC, the crime is crazy. We know how it is. Shout out to Big Balls from Doge getting beat up during the carjacking. DC police have problems. So whether they fire her or don't fire her, bring somebody else on, until you change the internal culture of the city, of the police, of what they're able to do, it's going to be the same thing that keeps going on. So yeah, shout out to her for leaving. My thoughts on it, all that hooting and hollering for what? All that hooting and hollering for what? What did you accomplish? Nothing. If you can't say who did it, then you did it. And again, the issue was they had changed some numbers to make the crime stats look better than what they were, allegedly. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling here. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, let's see the two rats fighting over a bagel in New York City. I saw that. All right, I'll show it. I'm not really, you know what I mean? But you asked for it. Okay. There we go. You know what? I think it's kind of gross, really, because why do I want to see that? All right, I'm going to New York for the first time. I'm a tourist. Okay, boom. I'm on a subway platform, and I see that going on. It looks like, again, I'm getting Paris vibes. I'm getting dirty, filthy, old infrastructure that's not been updated in the past 100 years. I'm getting a city in decline, a city that fell off. No more importance, no more relevance. Like the money in this country, the influence in this country are leaving New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, and coming down south. If I see that, listen, if I see that, I'm going to think, you know what? I don't want to be here. I don't want to see nothing like that when I'm trying to get on the subway. Because if I could see that openly in the middle of the daytime, when I go on the subway car, what am I going to see? What am I going to spell? What am I going to experience? It's not going to be a good one. So yeah, shout out to the rats in New York City. It's crazy how the city is synonymous with a rat infestation that they can't control at all. That's crazy. But anyway, let's keep rocking here. Thank you to Apple again, who says, opinion on Fonnie Willis's court appearance, yay or nay? I mean, it was weird. I don't even understand why she was saying anything, because the ultimate issue is that she took monies inappropriately to spend on her sugar baby. $600,000 you took from money that you shouldn't have took from. COVID money, all that stuff. So for her to say anything at all in court, it's like it goes in one ear and out the other, because who cares what you're talking about, lady? Anyway, Thank you to Apple who says opinion on Democrat who harassed Target lady. Hey man, I'm glad she got fired from her job. Thank you to J-Man Truth Seeker for your donation or for being a member for the very first time. Shout out to you. Thank you to Apple who says ABL, you see that tall, hairy Sasquatch in D.C. claims to be former military and goes around and harasses National Guard and other Trump supporters, Blue Falcon. I have not. Thank you to Apple again who says, ABL, how many cameos have you done? I ain't going to tell you that part right there, but shout out to you. Thank you to Iron Spider who says, if I can't make my Christmas vibes online, then I go a few hours before students go out of school. The weather is also cold in general in New Jersey. Yeah, that cold weather. Thank you to Michael Guess who says, if the Muslim doesn't like it, then he can leave. Thank you to Mauricio 91 who says, the first death of the American Revolution was Crispus Attucks, a black man. American history is black history. That's right. And in Virginia, we have the Attucks Theater. Is that still there? Right there in Norfolk, Attucks Theater. We grew up going there. So yeah, shout out to Crispus Attucks, Attucks Theater. I think he's from Norfolk. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. Well, nah, he wasn't from Norfolk. I'm tripping. He's from Boston. But we had an Attucks Theater down there in Virginia. So shout out to Crispus Attucks. Anyway, thank you to, let me see, 01 binary code, I suppose, who says, rather than money for the troops than illegals. Thanks. I'd rather money for troops than illegals. Thanks, Donnie T, for the love. U.S. and active duty. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for your service. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, idea. Next time a Democrat is in the White House, draft his Democrats to fight in. Thank you, Michael Guest, who says, idea. Next time a Democrat, all right, thank you to J-Man for giving the ABL membership. I appreciate it for that. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, it appears that the Australian police were derelict in their duties. Thank you to Twisted Clown, who says, Mark pushing for a trans Hulk movie. Oh, Mark Ruffalo. That's right. He was a Hulk, wasn't he? I forgot about that. Thank you to Carlos Gaspar for your cool donation. Thank you to Dangling One, who says, my 7th graders asked me why we don't enact deflation. I responded that if we do so overnight, a Coke was 2 cents and the house was 500. The masses will be rich overnight. No more incentive to work. Exactly. Right. You know, that's not, you got to be able to sell things for what they are worth. You got to have an economy that makes sense. If you just pretty much give things away, then what's the point in working? Society cannot function that way. If people have to do things, there's got to be physical labor. You got to extract resources to do things, to build things, to create things. Then you got to have some kind of system of being able to trade, exchange goods, services, money is the easiest way. Until you're able to get past that, then you got to have that. Until you're able to get past the need for human beings to do things and for the consumption of resources, you're not going to be able to get past the system of money. In my opinion. Thank you to Twisted Clown who says, I need merch of Big Back Snack. Thank you to Twisted Clown who says, wheelchair guy knows what Kamala said. Hey, he translated right. The words how they translated perfectly well. And thank you again to Jeff who says, shout out to the gas prices in California. Hey, them gas prices, crazy. It was funny. Somebody was complaining about the gas in California being high, talking about, I said, I thought Trump was going to bring the gas prices down. It's like, well, you're in California. Even if gas was free, it'd still be $2.25 in Los Angeles. Even if gas was free, it'd still cost $2.25 in LA. Taxes, taxes, taxes for what? To be in that hellscape of a city? Anyway. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. The number is always in the description, also in the ticker below me. At a certain point, let's turn the calls on and we're ready to go. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Kevin says gas is $2.09 here. That's what I'm talking about. $2.59 in Florida, says Truth Teller. Here, it's like, I think I just paid like $2.21 or something crazy for regular. It's glorious. And I love having my vehicle, my 8-cylinder with that V8 Coyote. It take regular like it's nothing. I don't got to put premium or nothing like that in there. Regular gas. I love it. 786 on the line. Who am I speaking to? Hold on 1 second.
How are you, sir?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Just wanted to say, though, as a baby brother of a deceased Vietnam veteran and the son of a deceased World War II veteran, I am very thrilled to see our military getting that $1,776 bonus. I think they deserve more, but I'm thrilled to see it myself. And anyone who's got a problem with that, I think you're a piece of excrement. I'll leave that comment there.
Right on, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Yes. And, well, I was just thinking about the rat video with the two rats fighting over the bagel.
Yeah.
I think Zoran Mondani's going to put that in an ad to justify the government-owned grocery stores, saying if we have more of those government-owned grocery stores, we wouldn't have rats fighting over bagels. There's plenty of bagels to go around for the rats.
I bet.
Yeah, because we were in the New York area, my wife and I, end of August, early September. And while part of our time we were in northeastern New Jersey, Jersey City. And in that place, like I said, a lot of the city was run down, and there were some large Muslim influence. You know, you could see not only mosques, but you see a lot of stores advertising halal food. They made sure that was on the storefronts. And my wife was remarking, my wife is from the largest Muslim country in the world, which is Indonesia, and she's saying, I feel like I'm back there.
That's crazy.
And I know one day we were taking photos at Central Park, and sadly, even in Central Park now, not the subway, Central Park, but one of the lakes, if she wanted to take a photo by one of the lakes, and by her feet, a big rat ran by.
Hey, that's pretty
So
much
they're even
what
in
you gonna
Central
get.
Park.
Yeah, I believe it.
And, yeah, but also getting back to Indonesia, even though it's the world's largest Muslim country, when I was there and the first time with her back in January 2017, I did get to see in one of the shopping plazas there was still a large Christmas tree set up, and yes, that's right, a Christmas tree. And there were places still which had Christmas decorations. Some small stores had inflatable Santas in front of them and things like that. So it's interesting that that the largest Muslim country in the world does have some tolerance for Christmas decorations.
Well, yeah,
I saw that firsthand.
Right on. I mean, they got to because it's New York. So, but if it was somewhere else, like Pakistan, it might be a little different.
Yeah, well, certainly too. Indonesia's not even though it's the largest Muslim country in the world, it's not like an authoritarian Islamic Republic like Iran or the Afghanistan under the Taliban. And they do, a lot of the, and I think if the Muslim population overall ejected, those things wouldn't be seen in public. But just common sense there. And so some people, it sounds like, are getting upset over the EBT culture being vilified. Well, all I want to say is I even with that huge bill, I don't care if they're illegal immigrants or not. If it's EBT, even if they're U.S. citizens by birth, by you and I, that still shouldn't be allowed, partying on the American taxpayer's dime, and too many of these people think they have a right to be our slave masters, to make the working people work as slaves, to pay for a lifestyle because they don't want to get out of bed. And frankly, I've had it with that. I'm sure a lot of the people out here listening to me too.
Right on, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just going to sign off by saying something very, very controversial, if I may. It's to you and to everyone out there listening. The controversial thing I'm going to say is Merry Christmas.
Thank you for the call, man. Merry Christmas to you.
You too. All right, take care.
All right, great call. Shout out to him. Definitely Merry Christmas. Let's go to 661 on the line. How much speaker to?
Hi, is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
It is? talked about today, starting with the, let's see here, what we got, the AMFEST. I think a lot of people were kind of confused about what was going on. This is my opinion, of course, where Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson's were taking jabs at each other, and they thought it was, some people said it was in bad taste or whatnot. But really, I think it's really something appropriate to happen coming from the conservatives, because the conservatives really believe that we should have a competition of opinion of ideas and opinions, and we should be open to each other's opinions. I mean, look, the liberals are the ones that shut people down for speaking out, but that is what we should be about, trying to listen to each other, even though we don't like it. And those are the opinions that are most important, I believe, are the ones we don't like. Those are the ones we need to hear from each other. So what Tucker did say was kind of correct, but at the same time, I can agree with Ben Shapiro talking about that we need to call people out on when we're doing things that are not quite, what we're about. See, I believe that we should speak on what's going on, as long as we're both heading in the same direction, and everybody's heading in the same direction. Like, for me, would be like the MAGA movement, supporting our president, doing things like that. And that's what I believe also Charlie Kirk was about, because he did help Donald Trump win. I mean, he helped him a lot in Georgia. I mean, he turned a lot of young people around and got support from them as well. And he was for MAGA. He was always passing out the MAGA hats and whatnot. Now, what we didn't hear from, we heard a little bit about it, but what we didn't hear from was the elephant in the room that wasn't there, Candace Owens. She didn't speak there, but I've heard enough about her and what's going on around her that I start to wonder what boat she's on, because she's recently been attacking the president and little taking jabs at him about the Epstein files and whatnot, which I don't think is really something so important. And he doesn't even show up on it, really. And that became a big nothing burger. But she did use that for a while. So I was like very surprised, considering that at one point she had interviewed him before he won, when he was running in 2024, and she literally asked him, "Can I be your VP? Can I be your vice president? Your running mate, I should say." But now all of a sudden that switched. And also she was, working at the, we all know she was working with Ben Shapiro, which she worked at the, what's it called, at the Daily Wire, but they had a falling out of some sort, and I'm not going to comment on it because I don't even know the details, but I know they had a falling out, but then she started taking jabs at him, and with everything going on, I mean, around, her, what she's talking about is only taking jabs at the people who are in the Republican side. She literally said 2 weeks ago, because this was what I saw. I saw a video where Tim Pool was really going on some rant. I mean, it was really distasteful, but she was saying some things that really didn't make sense. But she saw it and commented on it. And when she did, she, of course, she said, how dare he talk to a woman this way and blah, blah, blah. And I was surprised that she would even pull that card, but she did. Anyway, aside from that, one thing she did say that really, bothered me was the idea that she said, I don't care about the midterms, whether the Republicans win or don't. I don't care whether they win in the 2028 election. But she's a Republican, and she used to wear a MAGA hat, or at least present herself as a MAGA supporter, and suddenly she's rolled the other way. So considering that she has a very big platform, I'm wondering how that's going to affect the midterms for real. But here in California, we're going to be having a new governor pretty soon, and the ones on top right now happen to be, it's a long road still, but happens to be the two Republicans, Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco. They're way ahead. Now, wouldn't that be something if California suddenly got a Republican governor? Sure would. Wouldn't you think so?
That'd be interesting to see if that happened.
Yeah, well, right now they are ahead. And Katie Porter fell behind because of all the drama she had with her interviews and all the bad reputation she picked up and the way she treated her husband and whatnot. I'm in California, so I'm really watching that very closely. But like again, what's happening with Candace Owens, he can be very hurtful towards the MAGA movement. And I've been a Trump supporter and with MAGA since the beginning.
Right on.
Since the beginning. And I voted for him all 3 times. Well, actually, one of them, of course, he lost, but that was, I don't even want to comment on that. But yeah, I did vote for him then too. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing that maybe somehow California has a opportunity to try something different with the Republicans coming in there. I mean, we're already losing 2 refineries here. I think Chevron is already moving out to Houston, Texas, and Valero as well is following in April.
Right on.
I mean, our gas prices are.
I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut you off. I got a few more calls to get to before I wrap it on up. So thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, now. All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, California. I say anybody out in California, Godspeed, cause y'all gonna need it. Y'all gonna need all the luck, all the fortune, all of God's blessings, whatever you can get, because it's a lot going on out there. A lot going on. Let's go to 501. You don't lie. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, that's Robert.
All right, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just to kind of piggyback off the call you just had on from California. So one of the reasons why the fuel has always been high in California is because, I mean, and I just learned this, they have a special fuel ingredients, basically. So they don't get fuel from no other state. And then there's a couple places around the world that makes it, so they have to get it imported. And with those 2 oil refineries closing down and moving, that gas is going to go up sky high.
So what is the ingredient like, and why do they have it?
It's part of their emissions, because they're the only state that has like the California fuel emissions laws, and nobody else does that. So they literally do not get fuel from any other state.
Okay, I see. But also the taxes is probably going to be a big thing, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I was watching somebody else's video, and they actually showed it on Fox. The California, they pay about $1.32 in just taxes.
That's crazy.
Per gallon.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. So when you're on Wednesday, I was thinking about calling in, but I didn't. But I think it was important for Trump to get on, because obviously, some networks will show, some, what he talked about, and then some they'll show it and then they'll cut it off and, make their own remarks. But if he does not a State of the Union, but address the nation, they have to play it. And I think that was kind of important for him to get information out before the year ended, because there is going to be a State of the Union, I think sometime in February or March.
Yeah, right around that, like maybe January, February.
So I think that it is important to let people know what is going on and how things are actually running.
Right on.
What else was I gonna say? Well, I think that's about it. Have a happy Christmas and New Year's. Are you gonna be on around that time?
Yeah, I should be. We'll definitely see. Like if I'm gonna stream on Wednesday, but I may or may not do like a regular stream. It might just be like I do like a Q&A or something like that. But I definitely will be streaming on Wednesday for sure.
All right. Well, talk to you later.
All right now.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Appreciate him for calling on in. So yeah, definitely Tuesday I'll be streaming on my Instagram for sure. And Wednesday I might do the same thing. So if you're not seeing the Instagram stream, but it's not like the way I do this show here. This show with the calls and with with the calls and I show videos. I don't do that on Instagram. It's more just I'm sitting in the camera and I'm reading the chat and I'm talking to people that are. I'm just kind of talking with you guys, doing it that way. And sometimes what I do, I bring people on the Instagram. We could do like a little split screen where we're talking. I can't do the split screen thing on my phone on YouTube, I don't think, but I could do it on Instagram. So for sure, y'all check me out next Tuesday. I'll be live on Instagram. Wednesday, Christmas Eve, I'll be live on YouTube. And I might do it like with my whole setup from where I'm at, or it'll be on my phone and I'm just going to be answering questions and stuff like that. But either way it goes, I'll be streaming on Christmas Eve. I probably won't do New Year's Eve though, because I'll probably be out. But Christmas Eve, yeah, because I'll be at home basically before the actual holiday in Virginia. 818 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Okay, ABL, Power Ranger X, or Power Ranger Z now. Hi, I wanted to talk about the guy that was in like Paris or something, or whatever the country that was, in the street attacking people with knives. I couldn't tell if it was AI or something, because are you sure that was not a movie or something? Because the guy went in, he took out some weapon, then he attacked like 3 other people or something, and then went into a store, came out, right? That, I think, was very bad if it was not like a movie or something, because you do like a Resident Evil slash, like exactly how you do it, like that. That to me goes.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna just give you some information. So it was in Taiwan where that happened, and it was real. I researched it. It was actual news stories. It happened in Taipei, Taiwan. What the guy did was he had smoke bombs and a knife. He ran in the store and went on a stabbing spree, and 3 were killed. As the police were trying to apprehend him, he jumped from a department store window and landed outside on the ground and died.
Well, at least he fell off a cliff and died. That's good, but at the cost of 3 innocent people. Thanks for clarifying. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Wow. That boggles my mind. I just want to say one more thing. Bill Clinton. Wow. Shocking news to me, because I never seen the stuff that you showed today. Like Bill Clinton having a good time with a lady, a young lady at that thing. I think that's good, because I think the whole problem is the United States is looking at Bill Clinton in the wrong way. Just to clear up some confusion. Bill Clinton had an affair with Monica Lewinsky, and he got in trouble, and his whole stature was tainted, right? Well, here's my thing. Bill Clinton is a man. He's the president. He can have fun with whoever he likes. Let's put Hillary Clinton onto the left side safely and let him have fun with whatever he wants. That's how I look at it. But with respect to this is to me shocking news. Like, I've never seen that. Like, oh wow, Bill Clinton had more fun times. I mean, kudos to Bill Clinton. He's one of my favorite presidents of all time. Still to this day.
Well, hey, Bill Clinton was doing a lot more than just being the president. Obviously, he had a lot of extracurricular activities.
You should be. You should have fun.
Well, not that much fun. I don't know about that. I mean, not that much fun. Not to the point where you canoodling with Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, Epstein might have been a backstabber as far as right now what we're hearing about it. But thank God for Donald J. Trump. Isn't he a man of honor? And isn't Bill Clinton amazing? I mean, I respect these guys. These are our presidents. We respect them. You have it, whatever you like. You need to get that. Instead of saying, oh, Bill Clinton was a bad guy because now he was with Monica Lewinsky. Like, who the hell cares about that? This is the president.
It matters because, the thing about Monica, you had her in the White House. You can't do no stuff like that. You cannot do that. That is completely, you can't. If you're like a regular guy, a regular Joe, just working the job, that's one thing. But the president, no, you cannot do stuff like that because it shows that you are not focused on what needs to be focused on. You're not your moral compass is kind of weird, and people that are trusting you to be the leader are like, what's going on with your morality? You're not really doing the right thing. Yeah, you can't do stuff like that.
But that's really a question about marriage, and people shouldn't get married. Like, I'm not a married guy. I'm still single to this day, still 0 chicks counting to this day. But, I mean, I'm always going to be single because I require many. But I don't see that as a bad thing. It's more like Monica Lewinsky is bad. We don't know if we were. Yeah, now he's president. You're right.
Yeah, but, I mean, like even if you're going to be like the CEO of a company, like imagine just like the whole thing happened with the football coach over in Michigan. In his contract, it says you can't do what he did, which was you married with kids and you have an affair with somebody that's part of the staff, because it calls into question your leadership skills. If you're going to have you be the leader, we need you to be focused on what the task is. If you're going to be cheating on your wife and doing stuff with this guy over here, the criminal, you're not a good leader. And then when that comes out, it's embarrassing and it's going to be used against you. And it ultimately will impact the company negatively because people who matter, who bring the money to you, are going to stop and it's going to disrupt operation. It's not even about maybe their personal opinion about what you do. It's about how you're going to affect the business. And in the case of Bill Clinton, it's about how you're going to affect the country if you're doing stuff like that, which is why you got impeached over Monica Lewinsky, because it was going to impact the USA. That's pretty much it. But thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for the call.
Bye.
All right. Shout out to him. But yeah, bro, it matters. It does. If you're going to be any kind of leadership role, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter in general. Morality wise, of course. A guy like me, listen, if I'm married, ain't no cheating on my wife. Ain't none of that going on. Whatever I do, she know. I don't got nothing to hide. Yo, if I'm married, here go my phone. Look through it. It ain't nothing in there. That's how I am. So personally, it's one thing. But professionally, if I'm looking at a company and they got this leader just out here philandering, cheating, doing whatever, I'm like, bro, you're not a real leader. Why would I trust your judgment when you got poor judgment in your personal life and you're going to embarrass the company and make us lose money? Same thing with the president. If you out here just doing whatever in the Oval Office with an intern, bro, what are we doing? Yeah, so nah, that can't be what you do out here, you know, in these streets. But yeah, shout out to Slick Willie, aka Bill Clinton. And the women wasn't even the worst thing that Bill Clinton did, allegedly. Allegedly, there's a trail of bodies behind him and Hillary going all back to Little Rock, Arkansas. Allegedly. That's, you know, what I heard. But I don't know nothing, you know. That's pretty much a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys. Merry Christmas. But I will see you guys again Christmas Eve, whether it's on the phone, doing my Instagram style stream, and I'll be on Instagram the night before. So I'll be streaming that Tuesday and that Wednesday of next week. So I'll see you guys then. But if I don't, Merry Christmas, safe travels. Don't get too fat over the holidays. Y'all know I'm like really into the fitness and everything. And I say no bit back snacks. I don't want to be you can't no butterballs in here. You got to be doing well for ourselves, not just to look good, but to feel good and to be good and to not be sick, and not be unhealthy. But on Christmas, I give you a bit back pass because I know me. I'm on a hunt for some chitterlings. Hey, if you're listening to me, Uncle, you know you are. You only gotta. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, or if one of y'all, my cousins, hear me right now, I'm gonna call y'all anyway. I'm gonna tell you, be like, yo, is he making the chitlins? Is he doing the smoked turkey? Is he doing the chitlins? Okay, yeah. I'm coming regardless of what, but I'm on a hunt for some chitlins. So if I can do that, and you can have your big back snack, it's okay. So matter of fact, before I roll out, what do you guys normally do for Christmas dinner? Are we doing a turkey, a ham? A lot of y'all do ham. I've done ham before on Christmas. Well, I didn't do it. I ain't never cooked no ham. My mama and them made the ham. A ham, a turkey. Are we doing chicken? Are we not doing a special meal? Are we doing oodles and noodles? Like, what are we doing for Christmas dinner? For me, it'd be either a ham or a turkey. Like Thanksgiving, but kind of modified. Okay, mac and cheese, stuffing, aka dressing, can of yams, sweet potato pie, some greens. That right there will pretty much be the basics. That's your basic meal right there. And a little bit of cranberry sauce on the side to cleanse your palate. Get some of that turkey, bite through that, cranberry sauce, boom, macaroni and cheese. You get the full flavor of all of it. But what are you guys going to eat for your meal? I'm going to read some comments, then I wrap it on up, put the boom on top. Zealand Zen says, play a song, sing a song. Okay, singing a song. Pie, cards. Clay Bisbee says, I use up my big bat pass on Thanksgiving. Hey, dudes. Listen, dudes. You talking about some chitlins and Velveeta. You about to get blocked. You about to get blocked. I'm just playing. But nah, chitlins, yeah. Velveeta, man, please. You better go ahead. Bob KMIT says, eat fried turkey all day for sure. Guy Smiley says, you cannot have my time for making gravy and stay in shape. I get it. I 100% get it. Dean says ham. Chimaneko says rib roast and fried chicken this year. That sounds good. I ain't gonna read it. Pooping while standing says love collards with chitlins is where I draw the line. I'm not really a collard green fan of this particular. I used to eat collards all the time. I used to eat collards and mustard greens. I used to eat collard green, mustard greens, turnip greens, but now I don't eat many greens like that. I do other vegetables, but not so much those kind of greens. My stomach, it don't do right in my stomach for some reason. I don't know. It just, I like a little bit of greens. Green beans, snap peas, that's okay. Beans in general is okay, but like collard greens, not too much of that. Brisket, Moto loves reservations. There we go, reservations. Hey, you know what? I used to work at Old Country Buffet during the holiday season. I think Thanksgiving and Christmas. And during those times, it's a really family-oriented environment, a family feel. Normally, throughout the week, it'd be like people just coming in, just eating whatever, a couple regulars, you know. But on Thanksgiving, Christmas, it was like you had a whole family here, a whole family there, eating at the buffet. And it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, I thought it felt like a really family-oriented environment still at the restaurant. David says, and we'll probably do a similar meat tray for the next Christmas. Okay, maybe I missed the first one. Eggnog, no bathtub greens. Eggnog is good, but don't do what I did. I had some wine-based eggnog for some reason for Trader Joe's. And hey man, I had a hangover. I had 2 glasses literally of this eggnog where I had wine in it. I can't do the sugar with the alcohol. I don't even drink no way. So I don't know what I was thinking. Let me try this. I'm an adult. I can do this. I got that bottle of eggnog wine. 2, not even the full glass. Like, you know how you pour it, it's like half of the glass or a little bit less. I had 2 of those. Woke up in the morning trembling like I was a dope fiend. I was like, what is this? It's the sugar and alcohol combination. So if you don't want to be hungover, in my opinion, my suggestion is do not drink alcohol that has a sugar combination in it. That will most certainly hang you over for sure. And of course, if you're going to drink, be responsible. I don't even got to say that. Rob says a lot of beer, little food. Hey, for Cat, I'm going to go ahead and give you a pass on that. God forgive them because they don't know what they do. Eggnog is delicious. It really is. It's great. Eggnog is life. I don't even like dairy like that, really, but eggnog, fantastic. Oh, you know what you gotta have is some deviled eggs. When I was young, I did not like deviled eggs at all. But now, hey, when I go to your house, I'm getting some deviled eggs. I go to your kitchen area, I go to your island or whatever, your little eating room, your table, and I see, a dish of deviled eggs. I'm going to get about 12 of those. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to put it in if I come into your house, I'm going to have a pan. And the pan, I want you to put all the stuff in there for like 3 days of food. That's what I want. Anyway, but shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Guy finally says ABL speaks truth. Also chug a quarter of water before we go. If you got drunk, that in the morning, yeah, get that water in your system. Hydrate yourself because when you drinking, you be dehydrated. Absolutely. AKM, not all the time. When I drank eggnog in the past, it did not have alcohol in it. You could get regular eggnog with no alcohol. You go to any kind of grocery store, they have it in there. Yeah. But the one I had wine in it. That wasn't good. But normally it's just regular eggnog with no alcohol that I would drink. Yeah. So drink lots of water. Make sure you are hydrated and enjoy your food. But again, I'll be back live on Tuesday and Wednesday. So Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve. And I'll be back on Saturday of next week after Christmas to do the regular show as normal. All right. My super chats are read. That'd be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Shout out to everybody for watching, retweeting, super chat, and whatever you do. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. You're also listening to an audio streaming podcast. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether that be Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Google Play, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or visit your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. So that will be a wrap for me. Until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.